Yo, welcome to the vibe where the bells get real. Crime time stories with that Crescent City feel. If you're new, sit down, let's begin the show. And to my loyal supporters, I'm glad you're in the flow. It's the city of soul, where the streets got flair. From the French Quarter beats to the Bayou air. This is more than a channel, it's a whole mood. We're talking life, love, and that southern groove. Like, comment, subscribe, come back again. It's Mocha's Nola Bells where the real begins. Crime time stories with the thoughtful spin. If you're down for the truth, then let's lock it in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay. Breaking down the cases in a bold new way. Every viewer, every fan, y'all part of the crew. This is Mocha's Nola Bells and we're here for you. We're digging through the mysteries, uncovering lies, shining light on the facts that the darkness hides. It's justice for the stories that need to be told. From the streets of Naziyah where the truth runs cold. This ain't about the mess, I'm just speaking my piece. Focusing on the stories that the world needs to see. To my members and supporters, I see y'all too. Couldn't make these moves without the love from you. Like, comment, subscribe, come back again. It's Mocha's Nola Bells where the real begins. Crime time stories with the thoughtful spin. If you're down for the truth, then let's lock it in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay. Breaking down the cases in a bold new way. Every viewer, every fan, y'all part of the crew. This is Mocha's Nola Bells and we're here for you. A shout out to the fam, to my members and team. Y'all keep me grounded while I chase these dreams. From the mysteries to motives, every clue we break. It's love for the truth, not a move that's fake. No dragon here, but I'll call it like it is. Shedding light on the facts, yeah, you know what it is. So hit that button, pull up and stay a while. Crime time vibes with that southern style. Yeah, it's Mocha's Nola Bells, bringing truth to the mic. Crime stories that inspire from the day to the night. Hit subscribe, join the fam, let's dig in again. This is your home for the real, Mocha's Nola Bells to the end. Like, comment, subscribe, let's keep it alive. Every story we tell, every clue we revive. To my members and supporters, y'all the heart that dwells. Welcome home, y'all, it's Mocha's Nola Bells.
Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. It's good to see you all back here again. It's another day, another beautiful day, I should say. Another beautifully blessed day. And it is indeed a blessing to be able to be with you all just one more time, should I say. Last night, we had an awesome live. We had an awesome live last night. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I would not trade it for nothing in the world. That live touched people. It reached people. And shout out to Storm. Shout out to Storm. Her story, it moved. It moved many people. And before we get too deep into our last night and the movement that was made, I'm going to say, once again, here at Mocha's Nola Bells, everybody is somebody. Everybody. There are no big eyes. There are no little U's. There's no lies here. We are all somebody. I don't proclaim to be better than you. And I won't put you on a pedestal to make you better than the next person. We all have opinions. And we're here to voice our opinions. Whether I agree with you or disagree with you. We won't make a big issue out of it because we, as an adult, we can agree to disagree. So I'm going to go ahead on and speak to each and every one of you in here because this is what we do. And then we'll move on and we'll do what we do. Hey, Christian, welcome, sis. Happy Wednesday, girl. I hope you had a wonderful day with your parents. Yes, girl, I did. I did. Hey, Dr. J, welcome, sis. Oh, the heat is very disrespectful, girl. She got those beverages on ice. Meet you on the back porch. I know that's right, because I'm sitting on the back porch, girl, with my chair, and I'm ready. I'm ready. For those of you that are here, could you please hit that like button? If you haven't, please hit the like button. If you can, share out the live. Those of you in the bushes. If you choose to subscribe, you can do that as well. We have a family setting here, and you're more than welcome to join the Nola Bell family. Hey, sister, living life. Hey, Deidre, welcome, sis. Hello, unavailable. Happy Wednesday to you. Hey, sister Sean B, welcome. Hey, my sister Reba. Hey, boo. Hey, April, welcome, sis. Happy Wednesday. April said blessings to all. Hope everyone's day has been wonderful. Yes, April, we wish the same for you. Hey, Melanie, welcome, my love. Happy Wednesday to you. Hey, Kimberly, welcome, my love. Hey, LaConger, welcome. Welcome, Ocean Waves. Hey, baby. Welcome. Hey, Dr. JD, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Debbie. Happy Wednesday, beautiful. Hey, Valerie. Sandra, Doctor, welcome. Hey, Charlotte Webb and Becca, welcome. Hey, Thawana, where you been, girl? Where you been? Welcome. We miss you up in here, sis. Hey, Just Mona. Happy Wednesday, boo. Hey, Tony. Happy Wednesday. Hey, my girl Keish. Welcome, boo. Hey, Sister Bertha. Happy Wednesday, sis. Terrific. Hey, girl. Happy Wednesday. The old lady gang is up in here. Hey, Mermaid Tay. Welcome, sister. Hey, Essie. Happy Wednesday, beautiful. Hey, Carol Cotton. Welcome. She said that there was a great testimony last night, and it moved you. It moved a lot of us. It was beautiful. I know that's right, Mermaid Tay. Can't wait to have another good night up in here. And this is what we do. This is what we do. We enjoy one another, regardless of what the commentary is. We enjoy one another. Hey, Olivia, welcome, my love. Hey, Sabrina, welcome, sis. All right, Sister Meek and Ellie, give our baby hugs and kisses. Hey, Tristan, welcome. Hey, Samantha, welcome, my love. That she is, Miss Sean B. Storm is absolutely amazing. Amazing she is. Hey, Jai the Great, welcome. Hey, Lady Libra, welcome to the chat, my love. Hey, Carla Henry, welcome. Welcome to the chat, Lady K. Hey, Sister Top Flight, how are you? Look at my beautiful sister Storm. Hey, my love. Charlotte says the heat in North Carolina is disrespectful as well. But that NOLA heat hits different, and it does. She said the Essence Festival a few years ago tore my tail up. I was cooking, Charlotte. It's a different kind of heat. And Sister Platinum, I see y'all speaking to Lady JJ. I didn't see my sis up in here. Mermaid Tay said the past few days I've been really down and out. And talking to y'all makes me so calm. I love my sisters. Mermaid Tay, we love you even more, girl. And that's what we do here. We uplift. We uplift. We encourage. And we love on one another in here. Thank you, Lady K. Lady K say I got my like in. I know that's right. Okay. Think I got everybody. No. Hey, Naj, welcome, boo. Hey, Pookie Poo, welcome, welcome. Hey, Nakisha, welcome to the chat, boo. Welcome. Hey, Chandra, welcome to the chat, boo. Naj says, I love Storm's name because that's exactly what she did. Took the storm and made rainbows. Naja, that she did. You hear me? Girl, it was so moving. It was so touching and it was so uplifting. And I'm glad. I'm so happy that it was so many others within the chat that was affected by her story. My God, my God. Hey, Mary Spinks, welcome, my love. Sister Kenyatta Marie, welcome, boo. Okay, I think that's everybody. No, hey, Diamond Star, welcome. Exactly, Mika. Mika says, Mocha, it was a good time. Nothing but positivity and love. Yes, it was. That's the type of night we had. Nothing but positivity and love. Hey, daughter. Welcome, boo. She says, I've been resting and catching the replay. I enjoyed the replay last night. Thank you so very much. Look at all the love. Chandra said that story touched her. It was beautiful. It was definitely a beautiful one. Naja says, yes, I love all my content creators. Me and my wife. Shut your mouth. I didn't know. I didn't know it was, y'all. Well, Naj and Mermaid Tay. Now I know. I love you guys so much. So y'all been going through so many tests right now. And I know it's God getting us prepared for something even greater. I know we got this in the name of Jesus, Naj. In the name of Jesus, Mermaid Tay. God got y'all. God got y'all. You got to believe that. Just the faith of a mustard seed. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Hey, Michelle, welcome. Hey, India. Tonya Nika, welcome, my love. Hey, Auntie Mo, welcome. All right, I think I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. I'm so happy to be at the bottom. Really, I am. Guys, again, like I said, last night was so uplifting. It was beautiful. Last night was beautiful. I enjoyed it. And I do know that most of the subscribers enjoyed it. And I'm glad they did. And my email this morning when I woke up represented just that, how much you all enjoyed it. You know, it's a beautiful thing when we could come together and share our stories. See, when God has his hands on you, there's nothing that the devil in hell could say or do that's going to shake you, that's going to rattle you, nor move you. And last night the devil tried, but he gets no glory. Gets no glory. Because last night, everything here was done genuine. It was done with positivity, and it was definitely done in love. It was definitely done. Hey, Leisure Lady, welcome, my love. It was definitely done in love. One thing about Mocha, hey, no nonsense, welcome, sweetheart. One thing about Mocha, let me say this. I will never open up my platform and try to throw shade nor shame on no one. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. I wasn't that person yesterday. I'm not going to be that person today. And I won't be that person tomorrow because that's not who I am. And I want to say this. My name has been dragged through the mud. For what? Mocha has no idea. But this is not the first rodeo. This is not the first episode. And I'm pretty sure most of you are very aware of such. Y'all are aware of it. But let me say this. I'm a woman at the end of the day. When I wake up in the morning, I praise God for being God. I'm a woman when I wake up. When I lay my head down to sleep, I'm still that same woman. And I stand in a purpose bigger than some would ever understand. But let me say this. In real life, I don't give people opportunities to play with me. And it has happened here on this app more than one time. I did what Mocha chose to do, not what Mocha knows how to do. Because the Mocha that Mocha know, Mocha would have went there. But Mocha chose to handle it with grace. Mocha let it slip. She let it slide. She ignored it. But how many damn times is Mocha supposed to continue ignoring it when I know I've done nothing? I've said nothing to no one that warranted all that I got. But to throw dirt on my name, that's not acceptable. And even though it was done to me over and over and over again, I softened my heart. And I still remain cordial. I still remain cordial. I don't go to your house and tell you how to entertain your company. I don't go to your house and tell you how to run it. I never have. That's disrespectful. So I don't need nobody coming to mine and telling me how to run it. And that's who I am, and that's it, and that's all. I'm not upset. I'm not mad with nobody. Everybody rides their own waves. But to throw shade, to throw mud, to throw dirt on my name for reasons that I have no clue, but you got to deal with that, not me. Because at the end of the day, I know who I am. At the end of the day, I know who I am. And my purpose for being here is to speak for those that are unable to speak for themselves. That's my only purpose. My purpose is not here to go back and forth with nobody. That's not my purpose. It's not my purpose. So to dismiss me and to shade me, y'all could have that. Y'all could definitely have that. Because I'm going to continue to stand in what I believe. I'm not going to sit up here and take my subscribers and drive them in a ditch if I know that ditch ain't safe. But then their subscribers got to have enough common sense and enough discernment to know that that's a ditch I'm going in and I'm not safe. So why would I follow you, Mocha, if I know you're leading me down a path of destruction? No, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. That's it and that's all. And I'm finished with that. I am so finished with that. I will not entertain that no more because that's not who it is. It's all about getting me out of the way of who I'm supposed to be. And I will not be distracted. I've said that more than one time. I will not be distracted. So the devil, he can throw all the daggers he wants. All the daggers he wants. My content is my content, regardless of what I choose to talk about. Some may agree, some may not agree. And you have a right not to agree. You have a right because we all have our opinion. But because your opinion differs from mine, do not make you wrong. And I'm an adult enough to understand that. That's it, that's all. So I'm not going to take much time up out of my content and address this because it should have never been having to be addressed in the first place. I spoke on me. I spoke on me just now, but before I stop speaking on me, let me say something in regards to Storm. I love Storm dearly. You all showed Storm much love. Okay, who's playing with the button? See, now we have another problem. The devil is busy. I don't have my other device open. Who just timed somebody out? See, this is what we're not going to do. I just finished talking about the devil being busy. We don't do the time out here. There's no reason to time nobody out. This is not what we're going to do. Dr. J, could you untime Naziyah out, please? Am I missing something? Oh, Lord, I'm seeing comment after comment after comment that maybe I should address. I just said the devil is busy. I just said the devil is busy. And we can't do this. We will not do this. I'm coming, y'all. I had one more thing to say. One more thing to say. And I ain't finished speaking to all my people. I'm looking at some people up in here. But hey, y'all, don't charge it to my heart, just my head. Because I had to go there. Kenya, I don't know why you're here. I really don't. You want to be relevant, but you're not going to ever be relevant on this side. Go where you're welcome, because here you're not ever welcome. You're disrespectful. You said what you had to say. I said what I had to say. I meant what I meant, and I'm not going to change that to appease you, ma'am. So, Kenya, you're done. You're done. So, I mean, if you feel like you got those type of nuts, ma'am, where you can just bust up in my chat and say what you want to say, not on my watch. Thank you so much, Dr. J. Who the hell are these people? But you're not going to come here and throw a spoke in my wheel. You will not. You all are too disrespectful. Too disrespectful. And I said what I said and I meant what I said. I said what I said and I meant what I said. But let me address this. As if it wasn't enough that they came from me, right? Storm did what she did. They'll never get my energy. I just booted her out of here. She could never come back. Storm did what she did last night. It was awesome. And we can't take that away from her. It was definitely awesome. Last night, Storm dropped her email in the chat for people to reach out to her. What was so ugly? What was so ugly about last night? For no reason, they started attacking Storm. They started attacking Storm. They flooded her email with the most disrespectful, ugly things to say. Now, was that right? Was it right? Storm was sent. And when you have no God in your heart, you can't understand why she was here. Storm was sent to do a job, and she did it well. She did it well. But they want to point fingers at everybody else. But send a whole crew to Storm to harass her. No, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. But we're going to continue doing what we're doing. We're not going to let the devil, we're not going to let the devil bring us distraction. Last night was every bit of amazing. Keish, that part, the jealousy be so real and the love be so fake. That's it and that's all. And when you show your hands, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. That's it and that's all. The testimony that was delivered by Storm. It takes us where we're going today. Send me an email, Leisure Lady, and I'll get you the information to reach Storm for a book. I'm not going to publicize her email ever again. Anyone that is in need of a book, anyone that's in need of a book, send me an email and I'll contact Storm because we're going to keep her protected. Although she don't need our protection because God got her covered. But we're going to stop all the hate that's going towards her. What Storm came here and done last night, it leads us to wonder, how could Annette, how could a mother lead Naziyah and the rest of those kids down a path of destruction? Everything that Storm said on last night, It intertwined with this family so well, so well. See, we can't diminish the truth. And when they don't want the truth to be told, they attack. But we're good. We're good. Hey, Ashley. Well, hey, sister, welcome. Terrific says, but sometimes you have to drag them. Terrific. I don't want to. I don't want a terrific. Ocean Wave says, Mocha, did you hear about the mother in Indiana? One child passed away from body injury. She went, wait, then, oh, she went, they let her out. Then the baby was 8 years old to take her siblings with no food for several months. Oh God, Ocean Waves, no. I didn't hear that one. She went to jail. Okay, she went to jail. Okay. No, I didn't hear that one. Oh, wow. Right, Miss Sean B. No good deed goes unpunished. God is able. Hey, Natalie, welcome to the chat, my love. Keisha Coleman, welcome, baby. Hey, Sassy Boo. Essie says, Mocha, if you were not standing for truth, the devil wouldn't come at you the most. The devil is a liar. He don't get no glory here. Keep on keeping on, Mocha. Essie, thank you so much for that, beautiful. Thank you very much. Oh, shit. Keith says, Kenya, you were saying the same thing in 2 chat a while ago. I hope your day gets better, love. Oh, oh, so she's a robot. She's going here and going there, speaking the same. Tell Kenya to go to hell. Hey, Rock. Kenyatta Marie, I love you guys more. I really do. This is crazy. Mom Duke says it's a play to shut up all content creators. Not gonna happen. Exactly. Ain't no child's play here. No nonsense. That's the best. That's the question she should have answered instead of trying to attack me. Where's Naziyah? Where's Naziyah? Because they said you put her in a truck, but you're coming in here. Hey, Mariah, welcome, my love. But you're coming in here bothering me. You people need to do better. Do better. Samantha says I could sense it, but it had to be exposed. Everybody can't go where God takes you, Samantha. That part. That part. I don't need nobody. And I have to say this, and I'm speaking to the subscribers in here. I never, not one time, asked nobody to pick a side because I'm too grown for that. There's no such thing as a side for me. I don't pay your internet bill. You don't pay mine. What I look like telling you where to go? What do I look like telling you who to support? I would never. I would never. It's not in me to do such a thing. But the only thing I will say is this. If you could fix your lips as a subscriber and go in somebody else's chat and speak ill towards me, I don't think this is the chat you need to be in. I don't think this is the place you need to be. Because each and every time I open my platform, every one of you that comes here, I open my arms and welcome you all in nothing but love. I've never disrespected no one. I've never disrespected a soul. So to go and open your mouth someplace else and speak on me, I have a problem with that. And if that's your MO and if that's what you choose to do, being here is not where you deserve to be. And I have to say it for what it is. I don't do throw a brick and hide your hand type people. Those are the worst type of people there is. Sabrina says, throwing shade, then sit in the bushes to see if you're going to react. Very childish, that part. I don't react. That's the part. I don't react. I would never. And that's one thing about me you all must understand. For all the shade that's been thrown my way and all the bad things that has been said, y'all heard it more than one time. Not one time have I ever opened up this platform and disrespected a content creator. Not one time have I disrespected a subscriber. That's not who I am. It's not who I am. Exactly, daughter. Hurricane says the devil becomes restless as love and truth spreads. That part. That part. Debbie says she saw it. Kenyatta says they want your reaction, Mocha. Keep moving forth, Kenyatta. That's the only way I know how to go. Oh, G Jamel. Hey, boo. Look at my friend. Hey, Alita, welcome. Y'all, I could only be me. I could only be me. That's all I got. Hey, Tudor. Welcome, boo. You didn't say anything nice, girl. That was a little mistake. That was a little accident. I think they was trying to grab that trout mouth and it hit you by accident. Hey, Evelyn, welcome, my love. Exactly, living life. We're family here. Let me see. I'm trying to catch y'all comments. Oh yes, Dr. JD. Storm is very protected. She is covered. She is so covered. No weapon. I know that's right. Hurricane said that's how it's worked. Man, last night was so good. You see what you just said, Mermaid Tay? That's the part that I wrestled with all night last night. She said, oh my God, what? No, I'm so sorry you had to endure that, Storm. This is the exact reason why so many people don't come forth and tell their stories. The attack. The attack. Mika says you could tell a tree by a fruit that it bears. People want you to believe they're good and they have good hearts, but their actions say otherwise. Hey, Rosalind, welcome. She said people could be so ignorant to other people. And yes, she did a damn good job last night. And I'm praying for her. Thank you so very much, Rosalind. Thank you very much. And we're going to continue to uplift our sister Storm in prayer, whether they like it or not. We're going to continue to lift our sister Storm in prayer because no, the devil gets no glory. Love This Life said there's a common denominator in all the YouTube drama, and that's all I'll say. Love This Life, shut your mouth and keep talking. And I'm with you, Hurricane. Kenya at her age should be on her knees praising God every day she wakes up. They don't know God. They don't. Oh, I'm so happy to see so many people order the book. Hey, guys, once you open that book, you won't want to put it down. You really don't. Charlotte Webb said, everyone was said here, let it stay here, please. It's enough drama going on with getting justice for Naziyah. Charlotte Webb, and that's, we're on a mission. Justice for Naziyah is all we want. Naziyah is the one that brought us all together. It's Naziyah that brought us all together to be on one accord, one purpose and one purpose only. And then it's riffraff. Is this, is that, and whatever it is, I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's tearing it all apart. But it could stay torn as far as Mocha's concerned, because that's not how I rock. My sister Bridget, hey, True Teller. Shut your mouth. True Teller says you won't follow him, Mocha, so they try to cancel your leadership. Hello? Hello? Sabrina said I peeped over their shoulders and saw their hands a long time ago. I just sat quietly and watched. Unbelievable. Rock says, when the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. The word. Tristan says, when money, drugs, and power consumes people's identity, that's the only motive some demons need. Right, Top? Lurking, just lurking everywhere. Hey, Lily, welcome, boo. Auntie Mo says Storm's testimony was great to hear, but her opinion on how people treat Kawana and the family was too much. That family gets treated the way they do because they keep popping around all the panels with drama. But Auntie Mo, I could, as I said, everybody has an opinion. And I could respect that that's how you feel, Auntie Mo. But Auntie Mo, Storm can't tell you how to feel. Just like you can't tell her how to feel. And the point that you all are missing, when Storm did what she did for Kawana, Storm didn't do that for Kawana out of self. See, when you know God, you would understand. What Storm did for Kawana was not from self. It didn't come from flesh. What Storm did from Kawana came from the Holy Spirit. And if only you people could have understood that, there wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have been a fuss or a fight, and it shouldn't have been one to begin with, because you can't control the narrative Ask the how somebody feels. Y'all got a problem with Kawana being mentioned over here. But then y'all could go sit over there and glorify Kenya. Make this shit make sense. So it's good for the goose, but it ain't good for the gander. Something is wrong with y'all. Something is wrong. Hey, Patricia Perry, welcome, my love. Ooh, Truth Teller said they attacked poor JoJo. She said 2 to 3 months on Toot Live and a weekend on yours. A blatant lie, and the followers believed it. Yeah, JoJo emailed me about that. And she wasn't happy. But I try to stay out the way. Storm says, Mocha, I'm okay. My intentions was never to disrespect anyone. I'm really trying to live my life the right way. And you're doing a wonderful job, Storm. A wonderful job. And we know that everything that you said and done, it was not to disrespect anyone because you came here in love. You came in love. Hey, Deborah Crosby, welcome, my love. And I want Storm to believe she did absolutely nothing wrong. You did absolutely nothing wrong, sister. Sherry says, Mocha, love all and trust none. And all we want to know is, where's Naziyah? Look at Keish. Keish says, my day off, so I'm catching up. And Kenya was spamming Toot Live. And she just let her rock it out. But she was there, that part. That part. Let her rock it out for what? But it's okay for everybody else to choose who they want to choose. But if Mocha decides she's going to choose, and I didn't choose. I didn't choose. I said what I said. But it became a problem. Yeah, okay. Hey, Virginia. Virginia says, hey, Mocha, I love you. Don't let this stress you out, girl. God bless you. I enjoy your information. Thank you so much, Virginia. Mermaid Tate said it was never our fault. We were innocent. Don't blame yourself. The devil is to blame. And it's the devil. Definitely. But he gets no glory here. None. Olivia says life is not about the people who are true to you in your face. It's about the people who stay true to you behind your back. That part. As you should be, Carl, is all about Naziyah. Team Naziyah, stay there. Team Naziyah. That's the only team we should all be on. Hey, girl. She had to go replace her sink strainer, but I'm going to keep the live on. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Dr. JD. She said, no one drugged me in here, but I was led. Look at God. Look at God. That's right, Meek. We should all be playing on the same team. Everybody should be playing on the same team. But it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Lady J, welcome, my love. So we're going to get to talking a little bit about Annette. Because I'm done giving all my energy away to that. I can't. Hey, Lachelle. I'm enough. Hey, baby, welcome. I'm not gonna give my energy to that. My commentary tonight is we're gonna talk about Annette. We're gonna talk about Annette's mom. Look at Keish. Keish says we love you, Mocha. I remember I was your 11th subscriber. Look at you now. And look at me, still here. Keisha, I love you, girl. Keish is another one, my A1 day one. Been rocking with me since way back when. The old lady gang is furious, y'all. Y'all have no idea about the old lady gang. So anyway, we're gonna move on. Amani, hey my love. How are you? Hey Corey. Ocean Wave says we're not 5 years old, so there are no sides to pick. Where's that baby at, Demon Family? That's it, that's all. Amani said there's no I in team. We're supposed to be in this together. Fight this fight to get these babies justice. Fuck the bullshit, seriously. That's where I am, Amani. Hey, Antoinette, welcome, my love. So, guys, let's talk about Annette and her mom. So we do know the apple don't fall far from the tree. Annette's mom was a madam too. Annette's mom, hey Steffi G, welcome. Annette's mom was a madam too, right? So every trick of the trade that Annette thinks she knows, she learned it from her mama Lois. They tell me Lois had Detroit on lock. Politicians afraid, big wigs afraid. Anything Lois wanted and needed, she got it. But yet, all these people knew that she was sacrificed. Hey, Ray A, she'll welcome, baby. Trinise, welcome, my love. So here we are. You're sacrificing your children. This generational incestual behavior is what have us where we are today, with Naziyah being missing. We can only sit here and imagine how many of the children throughout that family's dynamics have come up missing. Because you have to understand, I believe in all my heart, Naziyah is not the first person that came up missing within that family. Because they sleep too well at night. Hey, cool girl sisters, welcome, my love. They sleep too well at night. Hey, Lady D, welcome. They sleep too well. Hey, Evelyn, welcome, my love. So, together we go shine a light on that generational curse that's been rotting this whole family from the inside out for decades. These women weren't just bad mothers. They were pimps. Pimps of their own blood, selling their daughters to pedos, selling their daughters to family members and strangers for a few dollars while keeping them enslaved with witchcraft and manipulation. Storm spoke a good story on that witchcraft and manipulation last night. And it's all beginning to make sense with the story of Annette. Hey, Kimberly Cruz, welcome, my love. Something sweet. Welcome, baby. So this didn't just start with Lady. Didn't just start with Shannon and Markita. Started with that grandmother. It started with that grandmother. And Annette carried that demonic torch straight into the next generation with the abuse, the control, the manipulation, the trafficking, and those generational soul ties. One thing I know, Lois, the mama, she ain't raised no daughters. What she raised was sacrifices. That's what that lady raised, sacrifices. And Annette, here you come. You ain't a victim of the system, Annette. Annette is the whole damn system. The whole system. Because when your own mama sells you out for rent money, what chance could these babies possibly have? They call it keep it in the family. And we call it generational incest and demonic control. See, we are not the same. We are not the same. The same witchcraft they use to control their kids is the same darkness that's eating their souls today. Look at the net. Just look at her. They built that dynasty of pain. Children are missing. Naziyah is missing. Annette's other grandchildren have been removed from the home. But she rather sacrifice these children to protect her family's name. They rather sacrifice these children to not mention the filth, the disgust that they grew up in and that they allowed these children to grow up in. I'm sure Annette's mother was no church mother. I'm sure she was not a God-fearing elder. This woman was the devil's apprentice, wearing a wig. She sold her own children like they were items on a flea market table. She sold them to family members. She sold them to dealers. She sold them to the preacher. She had no picks. Politicians. But you did that. You did that while abusing these children. While abusing these children. They say the family is cursed. They say the family is cursed. No. Annette's mother was not cursed. She was the curse. She was definitely the curse. And Annette kept it cute. She thought she could have ran the ring. Naziyah says, I was told, don't tell my story. If it did happen, talk about it to God. That's the only person that needs to know. And this was in the midst of me trying to tell my grandma what happened when I was younger. Oh my God. Oh my God. And that's what grandmothers back then did. Go to God. Tell him your story. But at young ages, young girls don't know God like that. They know he exists. They know he exists, but do they know how to go to him and give it to him? They're looking for answers. They're looking for healing. They're looking for salvation. But when you're broken and you're wounded, when you're broken and you're wounded, but mom, you're supposed to love me. You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to keep me from all hurt, harm, and danger. Leisure lady said, yes, let's talk about Annette because she's always been my biggest problem. Leisure Lady, it starts with Annette. We could call all the people's name in the world that we want. It starts with Annette. Annette is the biggest problem. Hey, cool girl sister said, Mocha, don't know what's going on. But last night I enjoyed it. Thank you, Storm. And JoJo, cool girl sisters, you don't want to know. As of now, it's nothing, baby. It's nothing. Rachel says, peace, blessings, and love to you all. Bless you, Storm. Storm is indeed a blessing. Trinice says, I enjoy you so much. I'm new to this. I'm trying. I love you and everything that you stand for, and I'm from this city. That name makes me know you're from this city. Welcome, sister. Terrific, terrific, you're so silly. Terrific said, which one is a neck in the emoji? Terrific, they've been taking my emojis down, girl. Yeah, they did. I gotta read up some. I gotta read. Hey, Natasha, welcome. Welcome, but we're gonna do something tonight with Lois and Annette. Samantha says, if God told you to share your story. Samantha says, Naziyah, if God told you to share your story, you have to obey because you never know who life you could save. And it's going to happen. She's going to tell her story, not in her time, but in God's time. And that's what we have to believe in. It's never about us. Everything that we say and do, God gives you the green light. When he gives you the green light, you're going to know. You're definitely going to know. Yes, Lord, Lori, that mama pimped Annette. That mama pimped Annette. That's exactly why Annette was able to have babies by her own biological brother. Why do you think Annette got pictures circulating on Facebook like she's still that girl? Annette is dressed up in old, outdated, outlandish madam clothes because she really thought she was that girl. And that's learned behavior. That is learned behavior. Annette took what Lois taught her and she perfected it. She didn't just sell her daughters. She sold their souls and she did it with a smile. Hey, Shanier, welcome. I love Rosemary. Welcome, baby. Hey, Michelle Brown, welcome. She did it with a smile. Annette sold lady. She sold Shannon. She sold Markita. She sold Florentino. And we also know she sold Naziyah to her relatives, to predators. And that's not something that we don't know. Because there she is she's sitting up there. Naziyah's in pictures with Eric Gamble, the same man that Annette got a baby with, her brother. Naziyah's great uncle. Then Naziyah ends up with the Jarvis Butts. So y'all don't think Annette was receiving monetary gain from that? I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Then you use witchcraft. You're using witchcraft to keep them silent and keeping them in fear. Why do y'all think when certain names are mentioning that family, every family member, even the ones that feels like they want to come out here swinging, one of you mods, Get Maureen Ross up out of here, please. Even the family members that come in here swinging, they have a tremble in their voice when you ask them about certain family members. You ask about Eric Gamble, they get to stuttering. You ask about Annette's mother, they don't know nothing. Those were the gatekeepers. Those were the ones. Those were the ones. Hey, T kids, welcome. Those were the ones. Then Annette went on building alliances with crooked church folks, with traffickers, street men. She dealt with these type of people to try to cover her tracks. She did all of this to try to cover her tracks. But she didn't cover her tracks well enough because they got sloppy. And that's why we're here today wondering, where is Naziyah? Where's Naziyah? So don't ever think that Annette did not play a role in Naziyah's exploitation and her disappearance. Annette knows. Annette knows it all. Annette knows more than y'all think she knows. Because Annette, it was Annette that was sitting there, and Annette was giving instructions for everybody to do what they do. Annette was the mastermind. Shannon did the work. Markita was the assistant. They all played a part. They all played a part. Annette is that type of bitch. Annette ain't fell from grace. I can promise you that. Annette got thrown out of hell and she landed in Detroit. That's what happened. Exactly, Valerie. It runs through their family. Just nasty. Mermaid Tay says, can we give them another name? Saying the name gives them power, and we ain't giving them a motherfucking thing. You call them what the hell you want. Oh, Lord. Natisha says, what about Kenya Mama? Her pick looks a little tricky. Girl. Natisha, isn't she Annette's sister? I'm not for certain, but isn't she? And that picture does look trick-like. It definitely does, Letitia. Trust in that part. Slave mentality. That's exactly what's going on. But they want to sweep it under the rug. They want us to look at it as being something else. No. Mm-mm. It ain't nothing else. Hey, Anonymous, welcome, my love. Amani says, can you, since you're in the bushes, did you put Naziyah in that truck or not? I don't think we got the answer to that question. I'm just saying. And that's where she got upset. Lori says, look at the age Annette first got pregnant. She's been pimped out her whole life. That part. That part. That part. It started with her own daddy. Since they want to talk about it. Since they want to talk about it. Hey, Queen of Kings, welcome, baby. I didn't put it out there. The family members put it out there. But then y'all want to get itchy. Y'all want to get scratchy when we talk about it. And I'm free to talk about it because y'all put it out here. I didn't go digging for it. I did it. Truth Teller says then Tootin reacted to the live and forwarded the part where JoJo was lied on. Sad. Debunking all your guests. JoJo, I believe you. And I remember what you said here and there. It's messy. I don't like the messy. I don't do messy. I don't care who it's from. I don't care who it's from. I don't do messy. You respect me, I'll respect you back. But when you start moving flaky and shady, that's where you lost me. Samantha said they were born in it. Due to the covenant somebody made to the devil and all his practices, that person opened the door to the sacrificing of all the children born in that bloodline. Samantha, can you imagine how deep and how far back that goes? Samantha, this incestual stuff goes so far deep that family is ruined. They may not be in a position to know God to fix themselves, but I'm pretty sure somebody could come out of that bloodline swinging and say enough is enough. Because if it keeps going on, what about the generations to come? You mean to tell me they're going to have some more little menaces running through Detroit? Being who they are and doing what they do. Oh no. Somebody has to put a stop to this. Somebody has to put a stop to this. Because why lay up there and continue giving birth to children knowing that you are birthing demons and you know that they're demons that you're birthing? And you know that your bloodline is tainted. You can't keep doing this if you don't go fix the problem. Trinice says, I'm shocked to pieces because I didn't believe that our creed could do the things these people are doing, girl. But they talk about NOLA. We could never, never. And I don't believe nobody elsewhere could ever. Antoinette says, Mocha, I did watch that movie, Girl in the Closet. You sure was right. Like, what's going on for real, Antoinette? Girl in the Closet is that family story all over again. It's just on TV. It's just on TV. Son said when y'all CCs went over those transcripts, praying for all the living children, especially. Let me make this announcement. And son, I know you meant no harm, my love. I know you meant no harm. My focus is on Naziyah. My focus is on all those babies. But I would love for us as adults, the babies that are being exploited and exposed, let's give them a little more privacy. See, Naziyah can't answer us back right now. But the children's names that has been thrown out there, and it's just me speaking as a mother, grandmother, and adult. Of course, these children are in foster homes or whatever, right? And if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me because I stand to be corrected. I'm no better than you. These children are in foster care. We don't know if these children have access to the internet. It's okay for these children to log on the internet and hear us talking about their parents. That's one thing. But for a child to log on to the internet and see their name plastered all over the place, tied into this, that's a whole nother devil. That's a whole nother devil. Hey, Sheikah, welcome, baby. And I want to respect them. I want to protect them in that way. I want to keep them protected. I mean, I don't care what nobody else does, but here in my house, I want to keep them protected. And the only reason I choose not to discuss them that way on the internet is because the same little girl you just mentioned, the one where the transcript was read, she was bullied at school. After all this went on, that baby was bullied at school because of who her people were. She went home and she tried to take her own life. She survived it. So imagine. Now she just had to go sit among some strange people and give a testimony, which I know was hurtful for a baby. That was hurtful. So imagine her logging on to YouTube, Facebook, and seeing her name plastered all over. She just beat the devil and survived the first attempt at unaliving herself. I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to contribute to that. And I hope y'all can respect how I feel. Because my passion when it comes to these children, it runs deep. It runs deep. And there was no disrespect to you, son, because you didn't know, my love. You didn't know, but I just had to put it out there. Lori says when a little girl gets pregnant at 11, that means they've been SA'd their whole life. Got pregnant immediately after their first ovulation. Lori, isn't that sad? It's been going on in that bloodline. I'm glad you understand, Lady V. We on the same page. I can't do that to them. I just can't. Trini says she just don't have a soul. No, she don't. No, she don't. We can't make excuses for Annette. Annette ain't shit. Samantha, you heard that? In that interview, it was slipped. They didn't mean to say that. But if they said it, Naziyah would have been next. And those words were truly spoken into existence. So when they said Naziyah would have been the next to disappear, Samantha, didn't that make you look at what was said and ask yourself a question? Well, who disappeared before Naziyah? Since Naziyah was going to be next, who was it that disappeared before her? Because somebody disappeared before her. And the sad part in this family dynamics, here you have all of these children growing up, sleeping with one another, raised as brothers while being abused by the same men at night, raised as sisters while being abused by the same women and men at night. That incest within that family is wild. As if selling those children to other people wasn't enough. The part of them being with one another in that household was atrocious. This is crazy. That's not a family tree. It's like these people it's like they had a noose. It was a noose. It's like you're doing it to your own self, but you don't see the damage that's being done, but yet you continue to do it. And they did it like it was normal. They did it like it was normal. Could Mocha say that Annette and her mama Lois, the way they handled their children, could Mocha say that she knows that they physically abused them? I can't say that. But for the way this ring has been going on for generations upon generations, and nothing has been done about it, and Lois was untouchable, and for years and years and years, Annette could not be touched. Not by the authorities, not by CPS. Annette even had the schools lined for her. So when you're that powerful, that ain't nothing but witchcraft. That was used to put fear in them. She controlled everything with witchcraft. He made those children believe that if they spoke up on anything, this, that, and the other would happen. Who knows if she didn't tell them, if you speak up, you're going to disappear? Who knows? No, Annette. In this day and age, you should have gathered yourself and said you wanted to save your family because it had gone on too far. When does enough become enough without harming children? When does enough become enough without harming children? Exactly, Mermaid Tay. I understand the ones that don't have nothing to do with it, but you should have, because you knew something was wrong with Eric Gamble. Why not get him help? Hey, Black Beauty, welcome, baby. Exactly. Eric Gamble has been a problem from the beginning of time. From the beginning of time. But they allowed that problem to roam. Nobody wanted to correct the problem. Nobody. And here is where we are. They thought it was cute. They thought it was laughable. They thought it was funny. And the sad part about it is they allowed these nothing ass men right along with them, Shannon, Annette, and Markita, to touch these little girls. Because I bet everything that I own that Naziyah was touched before she was 4 years old. She became comfortable with being touched the way she was being touched. They groomed her at a very, very, very young age. Because how? I don't see it. I don't see it. Your own children. Cool Girl Sister says, Mocha, I don't understand them. They all said they love her, but didn't show 1 ounce of strength to save all them children that was around Jarvis. That part. They didn't care. They didn't care because, let me show you how piss poor these people are. It was said when Jarvis was take these girls away from Annette's home, in the name of taking them to the shop. Sometimes he would pay them and sometimes he wouldn't. And when he would pay them, Shannon had her hand out for the money that her daughter made playing with Jarvis. And Annette had her hand out for the money that he gave for playing with Naziyah. So these are some sad, wicked, hateful hoes. You put those babies out there for $25 because that's all they got from Jarvis. And you know these people didn't give a damn. Because if they did, we would have saw emotions. There has been no emotions from these people since Naziyah has been reported missing. That's sick. That is sick. Son says probably were the church ladies. An old man told me that church is where the old tired hoes run before they expire. Shit. Son, I could believe that. I could believe that, son. I could believe it, son. Mermaid Tay says, I wonder what state their family comes from. Mermaid Tay, from what I know, gambles are everywhere. Michigan, Ohio, South Carolina, Tennessee. So far, that's where I know them to be. And I'm pretty sure there are other places. You have to protect these children. You have to protect these children, but son ain't shit. Son said he run to the church. Hey, Sharon, welcome, my love. Son said them old tired hoes run to the church. Becca said she is the problem. She didn't protect Naziyah at all. At all. At all. Aisha says adults are supposed to protect the children because they're innocent. This is sad to know. This would have come to hurting and unaliving them. That family has no love in their heart. That family don't even have a heart. Shit. Laurie said, make a turtle emoji and I will. I will. That family has no heart. No heart. Not a tear. Not a tear for Naziyah. Treshan said she made an industry out of what she was taught. Exactly, Treshan. Exactly. Hey, Mimi. Exactly. And the sad part about that, she thought it would last forever. She thought it would last forever. How do you teach girls, babies, don't know how to tie their shoes yet? Don't know if their shoes on the left foot or the right. Don't know how to properly wipe, letting on wash. But you're introducing babies to grown men. And you know a man has to be sick in the head and sick in the mind to find a little girl desirable. That has to be sick. And as a grandmother, you have to be even sicker to watch it go down. Hey, Sherelle, welcome, my love. Lori says they love every gamble. He's a staple in that family, Lori. You say that name, you better get ready to start swinging. You better start swinging because they ready. Shit, don't you say Eric. Don't you say Eric name. That's them. That's one. That's them. The I don't recall community. Girl, and I read your girl. Thank you for that email, boo. I started reading, but then I had to run. But I will lay down and read it tonight. Chandra, I'm with you when you write, sis. All of them going to jail. They gotta go. And Naziyah is not going to stop moving and shaking and rattling things until they all go, because they all played a part. Everybody played a part. Tony says Annette ain't shit. Her or the other grown women, they all knew what Jarvis was doing to them girls. But not one time did he have the boys to come to the shop to help him. So to hell with all of them. That's the sad part. They knew. They knew. And then when the question was asked to Markita, that's what I don't understand. You know your daughter was part of the cleanup crew at the so say cleanup crew at the shop. The question was asked to Markita. Has she ever been to the shop? She replied, I ain't no boy. So why, okay, you can reply as a grown woman that you're not a boy. But it's okay for your daughter. And it's okay for your nieces to be down there with what you know is a known pedo and his sidekick. Because believe me, when those girls went to that shop, y'all, Jarvis wasn't the only one that dibbled and dabbled with those girls. Don't ever think King didn't get his issue too. Don't ever think. Because King is so far from being innocent in all of this. Exactly, Sabrina. That part. And I believe that's what it was. She got sloppy, messing with Jarvis and the baby powder. That's it. Becca says Annette is an evil spirit devil, and she's going to get everything that's coming to her. Those babies didn't deserve none of this. Not one of them deserved it. And Annette sat back and she watched it. Not only did Annette feed her children and her grandchildren to men for money. Annette's parents died. And left her in charge. I guess she was the oldest, so she had to raise her siblings. Annette even fed her baby sister to her brother. Tell me that's not sick. Tell me that's not sick. Sassy says, let's go back to Joe Camel, Mucinex Twin, the Head Snake, and Mad Dog 2020. That's a whole nother live. by itself. Look, we could go there tomorrow. We could do them tomorrow. Mika, I can't stand you because Mika, I'm hearing Mika. I'm reading, I'm hearing. Is it all in my ear? Sweating like Whitney Houston without the talent. Mika, go to bed. Oh yeah, Raisha. Mad Dog heard it. Mad Dog heard it. Anonymous Angel says right and wrong is right and wrong, no matter what. All day long, Anonymous. All day long. But you know, Naziyah. Naziyah. A Melinda Pair. Naziyah is exposing them. And as she exposes them one by one, they coming out here swinging. They don't know what they're swinging at. They don't know why they're swinging. And they're beating themselves up, telling on themselves. All we got to do is sit back and watch. That's what's happening. This curse with this family, as they call it, and I don't call it a curse, I call it just filth, nastiness. Whatever the devil meant for evil, God is using it to expose. Those babies didn't deserve this. All the women should have protected those babies, not sold them. And what Annette and Lois thought would stay buried. Naziyah is digging it up by the shovelful. By the shovelful. She is digging their dirt up because they got to pay. Sabrina said, yes, Mocha. That's the scary part. If someone doesn't stop this, it's going to, Sabrina, a mess. A mess. Mermaid Tate said, we just got a severe thunderstorm warning in Detroit, Michigan. Praying for everyone who may lose electricity or get an unfortunate flood. Oh my. Hey, Super Shona. Look at my girl Wanda. Hey, boo. She said, Smoker, you know, I believe it started in that church. Grandma got touched in that church, and all the kids were going, and Grandma gave a neck to a board member, and it never stopped. It multiplied. Oh, Wanda, I love you, girl. You, girl, Wanda brings the tea. It's okay, guys. My girl Wanda be on it. Look at Bubanga. I'm all behind in the chat, y'all. Trini's that part. They weak. Why not give the kids a chance? I've never heard of this. Trinice is wicked. It's wicked. Oh, Super Shona, thank you for becoming a member of the NOLA Bells, my love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love This Life says they were excited to discuss her trauma. It was sickening. Those are real kids. This isn't a TV show. Oh my. Oh my. Anonymous Angel says, I'm surprised their peeps are still alive. See where I come from? You know the rest. Anonymous Angel. I've been saying that since all of this has come to the forefront. What kind of people are those over there? Because over here, no need for trial. Because we the jury. They would have never made it. Never. Hey, Raisha, thank you for this super sticker, my love. And they most say that 8-year-old's the only truth teller. And all we want to know is where that baby is. That's it. That's all. Lady V says, yes, Mocha. The kids have been my greatest concern because they have to deal with the fallout of social media and bullying at school. And that's the hardest part. And as adults, I don't know how many of you are aware. If you have kids and you see how your kids react and respond with other kids and within your household and even with you, kids can be the meanest, cruelest little creatures ever. They say the darnest. They have no filter. And especially those kids that are not really kids. You know the kind of kids that sit in a mama and daddy's face, sucking up adult conversations, and they shouldn't be sitting there. Those are the kids that are rip out your soul. Those are the kids. And all we want to do is know where Naziyah is. Animo said other countries believe if you bleed, you breed. That is so disgusting. That is so disgusting. That's disgusting. Ocean Wave says every one of those people she sold those children to should be under prison. Ocean Waves, I said that too. They need to make her give it up. Give it up. Every person that you sold her off to. Every person that you made $1 from. Who are they? Where are they? And we can't just stop there because it's been said that our own biological mother had her at that same hotel tricking. That baby went through a lot. My heart bleeds for Naziyah because at the tender age of 13, she experienced things that most of us grandmothers and mothers have never witnessed in our lives. That's where the hurt comes in. Kimberly says the names should have been redacted by the court before sending the transcript out. We're doing better than the system. That's sad, and that's the sad part. Sheikah said, I'm praying for all those babies who came in contact with those evil ass people. Yes, Lord. You got to keep praying for the babies because they need us more than anything. They need the prayers. You know, we see Lifetime movies. We watch Tubi. Watch all of this. This story here, Annette Harris and her bloodline, they don't have nothing on the Whitakers. Nothing. Hey, Tanya, welcome, sis. They've been doing it too long. Lady V says Annette does everything that happens in the house doesn't stay in the house. She knows that because the kids will start acting out outside of the house. They usually start having behavior issues. Well, Dre did say Markita's boyfriend, and I don't know if any of you remember, he said that Markita's son had Jarvis Butt's tendencies. And when asked what he meant by that, Marquita's son started acting out at school. But yet, Marquita sits there like it's natural and normal. But I expect that from her. I expect that from all of them in that family. What more can we expect from that family when Jarvis Butts then had Annette, Jarvis then had Lady, Jarvis then had Markita, and he ended up with Shannon? What can we expect from that family? Look at my girl Mermaid Tay became a member. All right, sister. That card got to working. Michelle says, I think she's possessed. Girl, this is a lot. This is a lot. But yet, they're running around here like they're normal. No, y'all hoes ain't normal. Y'all just normalize this nastiness within y'all bloodline. That's it and that's all. Cool Girl Sister says, Mocha, that's what a real mother does for her kids. Provide, protect, love, and cherish. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Wanda says, and grandma had someone in the system, like foster care, who disappeared. Oh, Wanda. Wanda, I'm going to stay on that one for a minute. Because that's a question that needs an answer. That's a question that needs an answer. And since that family always wants to come out and swinging for all the wrong things, y'all need to swing for the right things and give justice not only to Naziyah, give justice to the babies that were touched and hurt in that house. Give justice to those other young ladies. Follow me, chat. Give justice to those two young ladies that were pregnant by Jarvis Butts and they mysteriously disappeared, but the babies remained. Shannon is in possession or was in possession of those two questionable babies. Those two babies belonged to two young girls that was pregnant for Jarvis Butts. And those two girls just vanished. I don't know what kind of family those two young girls come from. But there's been no reports of a family member searching for them. What kind of parents is lurking in Detroit? Shannon thinks she's smarter than a fifth grader. She thinks she's smarter than a fifth grader. You go and file for paternity, and you got two babies coming up questionable. Oh, they're for Jarvis, but they ain't for you. Make it make sense. So while you're, or if you find it in your heart to one day tell the world where Naziyah is, Shannon, in the same breath, tell the world where those two girls are. That's what you need to do. Oh, yes, Tristan, long time ago, somebody put fear in those kids. Somebody put fear in those kids a long time ago. You understand, Mika? That's a fight definitely worth fighting. Lady V says, in my opinion, Annette and Shannon probably told those kids if they say something, they will be taken into foster system. I could believe it. I could believe she said something like that, and that kept those children hush for years and years and years. Just looking at the inside of Annette's home, Annette lived in clutter. Ain't nothing good comes from nobody living in clutter. Your mind is warped. All you can do is think of devilish, nothing but the devilish stuff. We saw that the morning Shannon thought she was doing something. Oh, I'm going to record my mom with the children in prayer, but you started the camera too early. Now you showed YouTube how Annette cursed them out, and 7.2 seconds later, she prayed for him. That's the devil. That is the devil. Ocean Wave says her mammy was from Tennessee, so they say. Who I wouldn't look. So if she was from them woods in Tennessee, it's a possibility. Oh yeah, cool girl sisters, I'm with you. They just need to shut Detroit down because that's crazy. Mermaid Tay say, I wonder where the family originates from. Besides trafficking kids, like what state? Lord, forgive me. I don't know. Wanda go bring us that news when she come back. Wanda go tell us where they from. Antoinette said that family from Detroit did some implants. Look, I don't know. They've been planted there long enough. They've been planted there long enough for Lois to work her magic. Lois been there forever. Sheikah says, if you think about it, black women have been sold for decades. Look at the color purple. This has to stop. Sheikah. Facts. Facts. For decades, no respect for black women. And you know what makes it worse, Sheikah? Although black women have been sold for decades, since when it becomes okay that your own put a for sale sign on you? Wanda says, because grandma had the authority in her hands. Okay, so Lois had the authority in her hands. So she passed it on, and she thought she was going to pass it on, but our baby girl is stepping in now, because she's coming to court. She knew. I love Wanda. Wanda thinks like me. Wanda said Naziyah is going to step into the courts because with the evidence that they have thus far, none of what they have convinces me that Naziyah is not here. Now, unless they bust up some new evidence come June, and I ain't gonna believe that either, because Kim Worthy is dirty. She'll plan anything to make a case, but thus far, nothing points to she's no longer here. Mermaid Tay said, boy, this is so scary and it's so hot. We got the window open and lights off. Girl, I know how it is when that summer storm comes through and the lights go out. I've been experiencing bad weather for her, girl. Tristan says, no one took a stand for nothing and fell for everything that those pedos said. Isn't that a bunch of weak women? A bunch of weak women. No love in their heart for those children. I never know one says at one point the children were titled as child one, child two. Why change? It's because the system here is fucked up. Yes. Yes. Right, Mika? That's the part. You see, that's when it started really getting ugly. When the very first CPS report, Naziyah did say he touched her, and she also said it hurt. So make us understand, if CPS took a report in 2020 or 2022, Naziyah said, of course I was touched, and it hurt down there. Why would CPS return Naziyah back to the very same house where she was touched at? They're just sick, right, Corey? They're just sick. Cool Girl Sister says Mocha, she was just dealt a bad hand. As a child, she was groomed to that, of course. We can't rely on CPS, the police, or the feds to protect our children. That part. It should have never gotten that far. It should never in no black household get to the point to whereas we need the alphabet people to help us raise our children. Good, bad, right, or wrong, it starts in the home. But what Annette and hers done, they done the most. Wanda said was going to take her baby. That's why I think my belief is she and Jarvis planned for her to get away. He want to save. He wanted to save them and himself, but he'll still be going to jail. I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. Ocean Wave says, Mocha, they have been doing that for so long. To them, it's normal now. That's the sad part. They done normalized it. They have learned to normalize this. Mermaid Taste out of ran the fuck away too for $25. And the sad part, they didn't even get after allowing these old ass men to abuse them that way. Shannon and Annette took the $25. No Nonsense said there are definitely some gambles in South Carolina. No nonsense, girl. He says, do y'all think Shannon at least let the girls keep the money? Girl, no, she didn't. She didn't. Markita Barfin told it. She didn't. And that's why I always say I don't understand why Marquita's boyfriend is still there. Why is he there? With all that's going on, and you know all what has gone on, honestly, I believe you were a part of it. You don't want to own your part. But if you saw all what you said you saw and still went in Annette's home and painted walls, if you're not part of the solution, you're definitely a part of the problem. Oh yeah, Ocean Waves. Auntie Lo sure did talk about that stuff that was going on in Florida. She sure did. Tristan said, I used to wonder why Naziyah made so many TikToks. She had to get her story out one way or another. She knew if anything would have happened to her, nobody would have believed the truth. Tristan, I believe that too. Naziyah's life, her entire existence down in that basement, she put it on TikTok. And she knew somebody was going to hear her cry and read through the stories she was trying to tell. because that baby told a story through her dance. She told a story. Tony says that's why Naziyah's disappearance was important to Annette, because she knew Naziyah was going to tell what happened to her when she fell on the floor at school. How can you go to sleep? And she went with no problem. She went with no problem. No problem. Trinise says, I hope and pray that our kids know about it because this is a lot of money in it. My kids grown, but I hope that the youngsters beware, girl and boys. They're going to start exactly snitching. Exactly. This is crazy. Natasha says, I know a few here in New York with that gamble name. Wow. So they've migrated everywhere. They've migrated everywhere. Right, Tristan? And they would have gotten away with it again. Sheikah says she couldn't protect her kids or herself for that matter. But Naziyah just broke that curse finally. Sure did. Sure did. Anonymous said they'll be crying when they get in them jail cells, and they're going to have a long time to cry. A very long time to cry. That's the nastiest bunch of people I've ever heard of or seen in my life. The nastiest bunch. Ocean Wave said those children are underage. That is why their names are protected, but it's not protected everywhere. Cool Girl Sister says, Mocha, that baby was planning to leave with Jarvis from Detroit. As much as I didn't want to believe it at first, Cool Girl Sisters, now I believe it. I do believe, I do believe that she was going to leave. I do believe that. He was the only one that gave her attention. He was the only one. He gave her, Cool Girl Sisters. Jarvis gave Naziyah what the family that was supposed to love and care for her, that they didn't give her. And it's not that he gave it to her because, it's not that he gave it to her because he felt a certain type of way for her. He gave it to her because Jarvis is a groomer. He gave it to her because he's a groomer. That's great. Anonymous says, so those are the ones that got touched by him. Yep. Yep. Hey, Eves Jean, welcome. She said Annette became a foster mother 10 years ago, not too long after she got lady kids. She probably wouldn't have kept them if they weren't attached to a check, and it was all about her money. It was all about a dollar. All about a dollar. So you think she cared about those children? No, she cared about the money. And everything that came with them. And that's why she can't cry. That's why she shows no emotions. That's exactly why she has no feelings. Lady V says, I guess they hold fast to that old adage. It ain't personal, it's just business. Isn't that horrible, Lady V? Isn't that horrible? But to sacrifice kids and feel that way. Carla says Annette was hurt. So she wants to hurt other people. Hurt people. Hurt people. Carla, Annette lived all her life hurt. Annette grew up in hurt. Carla, Annette grew up in hurt. Make me understand something, Carla. If Annette was so hurt, Annette moved on, and Annette been married 3 times. Three. She had 3 husbands, a house full of children. Annette wasn't hurt. Annette was nasty. Nasty. Because that much pain and that much hurt, mm-mm, you wouldn't be looking for husbands. You wouldn't be looking for husbands. And then you get these husbands. You get these husbands. And then you allow these very husbands that you call husbands to touch your daughters. These husbands, every man Annette had didn't touch her children. All of them. Tanya says, Mocha, she's shaking the hell out of that tree. Oh, yes, she is. Yes, she is. I know I'm deep. Naja said, Eric, what the fuck he gonna do? Appear 3 times for Eric? Girl, you're crazy. Oh, of course, Dr. JD. She's gonna make the ground shake in Detroit. She really is. I'm so far behind in these comments. Tristan said, you sure right about that? King, all dogs play in the same dog park. Of course. Of course. Naja says, I feel both twins could have worked on cars. They look strong enough, Naja, even to pick one up. Even to pick one up. Sheikah, she has 2. This is crazy work. A boy and a girl. Naja says, and Annette should be the one that get under the car with the slide. Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. Mermaid Tay said, wait, when we found out about Markita had 3 kids. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Mika says, I'm suspicious of King since he definitely has similar charges. Mika, show me the company you keep it. I'm going to tell you who you are. Why would King be so comfortable around Jarvis if he didn't play the same game Jarvis played? Why would King be so comfortable around Jarvis? You remember King said on that witness stand how Jarvis was upset and angry with him because King was trying to be with Jarvis's daughter. They like him young. So King would have never tried Jarvis's daughter. See, Jarvis allowed King to dibble and dabble with him with these other little girls. But when it came to Jarvis' daughter, Jarvis would not let King go there. He would not. I did too, y'all. I only thought Marquita had 2 children. Sheikah said, so baby girl is with her dad. Where's the other baby? Her son is with his father. The father came from Vegas, I think, and got his son. Corey said, this is just sad. They was born into that sick family. Corey, that's the scary part. That's the scary part. Auntie Mo said the oldest was taken by CPS. Then there's a boy and a girl was given to the girl's father. So CPS. Auntie Mo, I didn't hear that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about no third child. That's Laurie. That's what he said. That's what he said. Jarvis tendencies. Look at Sunshine Sean. Son says if King had a tether, it's no police contact, let alone go to court. He's risking his freedom for something terrible. That part. Oh shit, love this life. Love this life. I forgot about the Gross sisters. I forgot completely about the Gross sisters. Oh, Tanya, be careful, baby. She said they're having bad weather in Chicago as well. Dr. JD said there are scenes in vampire movies when they start attacking each other. When you talk about them, my mind goes back to Dracula flicks. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Let me move down, y'all, because I've been here over 2 hours. Let me go down in a chat. Let me go down in a chat. I got to get some stuff done. Sassy says, what I don't get is why would Shannon fight a baby and not one of those big bitches that is her size and same age? Because she's a punk bitch and a coward. Hey, Cassandra. Cassandra said, hey, Mocha, question. Do you think Jarvis is mental? Or like the judge said, no. What I will say, and this is my speculation, Cassandra, when it comes to Jarvis. Jarvis is not educated. I don't believe that. I don't believe Jarvis has the know-how. I believe Jarvis was raised in the streets, never finished any schooling. If you look at Jarvis, and not only look at him, listen to him. Have anybody heard his voice? Something is going wrong cognitively because his voice don't even sound fully developed. He's slow. He is slow. Hey, Levesque, welcome. Just Mona, welcome, boo. Welcome to the NOLA Bells, baby. That's how far back I'm in this chat. Hold up. I got to move down. And that's what they were doing, recruiting others. Sassy says in order for them to have empathy, compassion, or any protection instinct, they would need a heart, which none of them have, and they don't. And they don't. Dr. JD says because we live in a so-called civilized country, we can't make Granny spill the tea. Not sure if that is fortunate for them all, but I do believe God will have the last word, and He will. And He will. God is not going to let all this filth circulate and let the devil win. He will not do that. He will not. Hey, Shelly. Cool girl sisters, I've been saying that every day. I wish somebody just have a heart in that family. Somebody, anybody. I don't give a damn if you got to write a note, send it by a pigeon, do something. Say where that baby is. Because they know. They know. They know. And Justice. Laurie, that's all we want. Justice. Justice for all victims. All of them. Because they didn't deserve this. They did not deserve this. Ocean Wave says witchcraft won't help those demons when they land up in Huron Valley. The women's facility is going to be the hard knocks life for them. Pray all those children are getting therapy. Yes, Carla, yes. I pray they are. I pray they are. Those children have suffered enough. Those children have seen things, experienced things, gone through things that we as adults can't even imagine. Children were given adult responsibilities at a very early age. They can't even be children. Son says that could explain a lot about the shock stuff. She didn't birth any of them, so she didn't care exactly. Oh shit, Auntie Mo. Auntie Mo went deep. Auntie Mo says I think that freezer hold adrenochrome. And they torture those kids and draw their blood. Oh, Auntie Mo, I don't know about all of that. All I did was read your comment. That was deep. That was deep. I pray to God that's not the situation. I pray to God that's not the situation, but I don't even want to know what would be her reasoning for wanting the blood. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Would that be part of her sacrificial? I don't know. Oh, Sabrina, were they scared? Wanda said she probably told them that they would disappear like the other kids did and told them stories to scare their asses. I could believe it. I could believe that. Mermaid Tay said if they're going to the therapy place I went to when I was younger, they're getting good help mentally. Mermaid Tay, I pray to God these babies are getting help. If they don't get the help they need, they're going to be doomed because they can't go on thinking that this could be fixed on their own. It can't. It's going to take a lot and it's going to take a long time. Wanda say, yep. That's why I said they were being trafficking under Frank's shop. Frank has to answer for a lot of this as well. Frank has a lot to answer to. Corey says Markita came in the chat and lied about her own daughter. You see what I'm saying, Corey? It's the lies for me. They want us to respect them, but it's the lies for me. And if you could lie on your children, you will lie on anything. And then lying on your children with no remorse. Marquita did a whole lot of lying. And I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But I believe that when Marquita was on those panels doing all of that lying. Her sister Shannon was coaching her, asked her what to say and what not to say. Because Shannon thinks she's smarter than the fifth grader. Yep, Mika, when she did that recording, she started that damn camera too early. Tony said, Mocha, somebody contacted CPS about Naziyah back in 2022. And they said that report wasn't important to be investigated. That's what CPS said, Tony. But yet Naziyah also said she was touched. But they overlooked it. CPS ain't shit. Wanda says, don't make any sense. None of it. They have no idea where she's at. I believe she's safe with that baby. She's safe, Wanda. I can respect your opinion, Wanda. I believe she's safe. But I don't believe she's safe with her baby. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could truly be wrong. But I believe that baby's at that church. I believe that. Trinice says Naziyah was going to lead the way for the rest, and they know she was fit to get the funding business clear that way. That way. Hey, Dre, welcome to the chat. Thank you for dropping in. I looked up and saw Dre typing in a chat. That's how far behind I am in these comments. Nope, they never loved her. Amini says, okay, I had to step out, but I wanted to know what was the narrative with JoJo's story. Why was it being said that she lied about being a victim of Jarvis Butts? Amini girl, we go discuss that on tomorrow's live. Oh, damn. And DeAndre, you're right. I don't know you. All I know is what was put out there. And I asked the question over and over, DeAndre. I could stand in mine. I just want to know, why would you continue to stay with Markita, knowing all what that went on over there, all what you saw, all what they done? Because at some point, the longer you are around them, the longer you're there, is people like that don't mind implicating others in their shenanigans. Thank you, DeAndre. Appreciate that. But the thing is, I just want to know why, I just wanted to know why he remained. Because not depending, but looking at the people that he's dealing with, these people are capable of anything. And Dre, let me ask you something while you're here. Because you've been very vocal. You've been very vocal, right? And the only issue that I've ever had, and like I said, I always stand in my shit. The only issue I've ever had was wondering, why did you remain? Why would you still be there? That's been my only issue, my only concern. But let me ask you this, because you've been around them. You've heard whispers, you see them move, whatever. In your heart of heart, what do you think happened to Naziyah? I mean, because I'm sure that at some point you may have thought about it, you know? What do you think happened to Naziyah? Antoinette, you crazy. You say a groomer with no teeth. Sassy said that's all they could do in jail is cry because the sex life is over once they're there because who would touch them? Each other. Each other. Hey, Niecy, hey, Niecy Rochelle, I see you, boo. She said, don't y'all be fooled. That's what happened. Najee, he took advantage. He saw she was lost. Corey said, and no one on social media, nor friends or neighbors of Annette, have come and said anything about her. Fear, fear, fear. Sunshine Sean said, Mocha, them big bag Ninja Turtles, that's the same age. They're gonna be in jail with their Timu wig wearing mama, crying and telling on each other. Oh, they go give it up. You could best believe they go give it up. Hold up. Let me go down in the chat. I see your comment, Dr. J. I'm gonna drop it, Dre. We just want to know, what do you think happened to Naziyah? Corey said it ain't about the looks though. It's about the essay she let happen and did nothing about it. Where's his priorities in a woman? It's a lot. It's a lot. I just want to know. Exactly, Tristan. It's a matter of time. Dre, can you turn your camera on for a second so I can be assured that it's you before I let you up? Because I would prefer to talk to you and not Markita. I'm gonna wait for you to, if you could turn your camera on to let me know that's you, then I'll let you up. And then you can switch it right back off, right fast. Okay, got you. You can turn it back off. I got you. Hey Dre, how are you? How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good, good. Yeah, the chat has a question, and if I offended you in any way, I do apologize.
No, you
I
good. I'm the type of person I let people believe what they want to believe, and then you get proven wrong on your own. God take
um
care of that.
exactly. I could respect that. I do respect that. And the chat has a few questions, and we just want to know What is your beliefs? What do you think happened to Naziyah, Dre?
I don't even know. All the stuff I've been hearing through YouTube, it got my mind just all over the place. So just like how you hearing things, I'm hearing things. So I'm thinking just like how you thinking. I'm either stuck in between. I don't know. I'm really like trying to keep hope, but at the same time, it's just so much stuff out there that's keep saying that there's no point of this and that. So I don't know what to think. You know,
Right.
it's just a messed up situation. It's a lot going on. Like every week, something brand new is happening. It's crazy.
Right.
I'm
So
not.
so being there with Markita, so so Markita don't mention Naziyah at all?
No.
Wow.
That's why I got her on the other thing to talk. She's not gonna go on there now and talk, but I risked my chance of trying to get her to come on there and speak, and she got on there and spoke. You know, in my mind, even if people felt like they didn't ask the right questions, you got to hear from her, and then also some of the stuff that she said. Still, you're still gonna be able to put this and that together. You see what's happening now. Some of that stuff I knew. No, don't get me wrong. Some stuff I knew about when it comes to Markita and what happened in our house when we had our house. I
Uh-huh.
know things about in our house. That's it. When it comes to the other houses, I don't know shit. They keeping shit, low key. And if you watch some of the other episodes of other people's stuff, I was on there explaining like they will always be arguing a lot, left and right. I don't have to be there to know about an argument, but at the same time, that's like if you get in an argument with your husband right now, and then you wanted to kind of express it to me, you're not gonna tell me every detail. Say he beats you, you're not gonna say you didn't want to tell that part. You're not gonna tell me that part. You just
Right.
gonna tell me you're gonna tell me the problem, but you're not gonna tell me the parts that's gonna alarm people.
But let me ask you this, Dre. As
Yeah.
serious as this situation is with Naziyah, right? And it could
Uh-huh.
be me. It could be me. I'm laying down with my husband every night. And if
Uh-huh.
and if he's caught up into something, even if it's his family, Dre, I would be fearful. I would be fearful laying next to my husband, knowing that he's over there with his family members and this, that, and the other is going on, and my name comes up every once, or his name comes up every once in a blue moon. I would
Okay.
want to know. So you mean to tell me you don't
Uh,
you don't
I've never
value?
heard I never heard nobody's names come up blue moon about too much of anything. You might be mixing some of my stories up with things and going off of thinking I'm thinking about talking about somebody else when I'm not. I I can't even really tell you like that's like when I first went over to their house, that story I told you, like my
Uh-huh.
first time meeting them. I'm in one room minding my business. They're talking amongst themselves, and the only reason why it came up is because Naziyah wanted to either go outside or use the phone. I don't know, but they was like, "No, you on punishment." You was trying to talk to somebody over your age or something like that or whatever. But I don't know who these people are, and the way it's happening in my face is like you live in Detroit, you get these type of situations where girls or guys are doing this. So like I'm not trying to make it seem normal, but I don't know them. I don't even know Naziyah's name at the time to even be doing anything. Even if I called the police, they was just gonna be like they're handling it or whatever. They nothing was gonna happen if I called the police. I don't even know the whole full story.
And how long have you and Marquita been in a relationship?
For a good 3 years now.
3 years, and you're
It's
still in
probably
the dark?
and I mean, first of all, I don't give the role of I take bullshit off rip. I don't take bullshit. So off rip, I feel like you can look at me and be like, okay, Dre, don't play that shit. So you're not gonna tell me shit because I I'll be getting on their kids and they don't get on their kids. So if I get on their kids, you already know I'm about some business.
Okay, so answer me this question here, Dre. When Shannon's son, Porker, had the
Hmm.
birthday party, were you at that party?
I wasn't even around at that time.
Okay. Okay. So you don't know nothing that goes on in that family. So from what you're telling me, you've been with Marquita 3 years, and here it is. Here it is. Zaya's missing,
When I met
and
when
you
I
don't.
met Markita, I got to know Annette a little bit because that's their mom. That's where they was at. So I got to know her a little bit. Not all in her business. She's a grown ass lady. I'm a grown ass man that's dating her daughter. I'm just trying to get to know her daughter. She got 2 kids, so I'm getting to know her kids. Once we got to a certain point, it was just like, all right, I don't really feel like coming back and forth all the time. Plus, you wasting money coming back and forth to my place. I'm really a West Sider. Uh, you know, if we do move, you gonna move west? And she's like, well, yeah. So I only was back and forth, but then like a year worth of time, and I can't even say a full year worth of time. I only say that because of the time frame. But when you got to add in weather and winter, I'm riding a bike, from west side to east side. And if you live in this Detroit area, you know how far that is.
Okay.
So
So yeah. So let me ask you this. So in 3 years, you and Marquita has been together for 3 years. Have y'all ever made plans to say, okay, we're going to take this relationship further. We're going to have kids together. Y'all never discussed that?
our plans was we moved together, and then we've been in that house for 2 years. That's why I don't vouch for Marquita, because she's lived with her mama before I met her. She's also been there since I've seen and met her. And then when we was living at our house, a good year worth of time of us being there, she still was going and spending the night and staying over her mama house and stuff like that. So she was still around. I once we got a house on the west side, I've never seen their mama until Thanksgiving last year.
Okay. So now
You
answer me
know,
this.
and I
Were
can
you
tell you
around
why
were
I
you
was trying to help.
around? Were you around when Marquita's daughter had to give the testimony? I mean, when she had to give her statement, were you around?
No, I was at work.
So she's actually not involving you in anything. So you're telling me you know nothing. You live with this woman every day and you know nothing.
If they want to keep a secret, I'm not gonna say it's hard to keep a secret, but if you're trying to keep a secret from somebody, you're gonna keep a secret from somebody. I'm
Okay.
literally been telling y'all they secretive, and I've been telling this stuff right in their face, and then still being blamed like, oh, he's doing. How can I be a part of some shit and I'm snitching on them, and they know I'm snitching on them, and I can't even say I'm snitching on them. I'm just saying y'all acting odd, and the shit that I'm hearing from people is starting to sound like it's the truth, you know. And people like, why you ain't scared? We live in Detroit. Anything can happen. But I know me. I ain't into shit. So the only people that's around me that if something happened to me, y'all would know. Like, oh, okay, them motherfuckers, this is serious. They doing some shit.
So where is Marquita right now?
She's either at work, at her mama house, hanging with her sister somewhere. I'm not sure, but she's still here at the moment. But she has 30 days. You know, I don't speak. We don't speak to each other like that. I can't
So
even tell you. Like
oh
ever since
wow.
I
So
did his first podcast, would make you think they would tell me anything.
it just and I question that a lot. Why would you continue to be around them knowing that they're weird like that?
First, I got a heart. I'm thinking about the kids first. So being that we don't talk like that, I don't know her situation. I'm just going off of what makes sense, common sense, and what's going on right in front of my face. But since we have moved, she has bought the kids beds and made sure that the house is a house, because I guess she's getting her kids back. So if she doesn't do that, I feel like that's making your situation worse. You won't be able to get your kids. So I was trying to help her because she's going through a lot, and I don't know if she's a part of anything. I'm not God. I can't see it. I don't know the truth right now. So I'm trying not to point fingers without knowing all the information. Like how you don't know all the information. All we can do is assume. So it's looking bad for her, yeah. But at the same time, the stuff that happened in our house, I know about. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to deal with you. You kind of failed your daughter in a way.
So it's looking bad, right? You know
Yeah,
it's
like
looking bad. So
some of that stuff that Brooklyn said, I kind of knew about, but I didn't want to put all her business out there. I've been trying to get Markita to just say it on her own because I've said this in front of her face plenty of times, even on the podcast. When we sitting right there and y'all say I'm coaching her and people say she coaching me or she coaching whatever. No, I sat there and literally said, I believe your daughter. I don't believe you.
wait. So you
You
said
probably have to rewatch
what
it.
Brooklyn
But
said, what Brooklyn testified about her testimony. You said you
I've been
knew.
told. I've been knew about that before she even testified. That problem happened. I discovered the problem through them arguing. Her baby daddy and her arguing on the phone. I might have been at work and walked in, or all I know is I heard them arguing about it. That's how I found out about it. But Markita denying it, Brooklyn saying what she's saying. But I literally told Markita that day, like, I kind of believe your daughter. Like, I don't think she'll lie about something like that. I said, don't worry, and then I haven't really, Brooklyn been so confident in what she was gonna do. I just felt like it was gonna be said in court. So
And
I didn't really
you let it ride that long, knowing, and just said
fuck
you will wait till it play out in court.
because it's like Debo already knew. So if he didn't say nothing, I wasn't going. I wasn't trying to go and step on his toes. He already knew.
But you live there. You
I
live there.
understand. I understand that, but that is his daughter. So if he knows right along when I know, and he hit the podcast and he didn't say anything about it, obviously he felt like it was going to be handled the way it was going to be handled. That's their kid.
Wow.
I didn't really want to step on too many toes like that. I'm putting it out there to be known. And then I was confident enough that it was going to be out there because I know Brooklyn. She's not going to. Kids lie, but they gonna lie about little certain things. She's not lying about that type of stuff. So I know for a fact if she sat there in front of her daughter, in front of her dad, and said this whole story, she was gonna say it in court.
Oh my God. So
So I
how
thought people
uh-huh.
I thought people knew about this type of stuff. So when I got Markita on the dang on thing, I thought y'all was gonna be asking questions anyway. Like people, not you per se, but when I got her on the thing to talk, I thought other people would at least ask her questions like, how about you and your daughter? What about this I heard? And even if
Right,
she
because I
lied,
want to know.
like
I
even if she
want to
lied,
know.
y'all will see what I'm talking about. Like I'm just trying to help.
So where is Shannon living? Is she there with you all still?
Low key, I don't know if she's allowed to be at her mama house like that. I don't know, but she ended up being here. Like when we first moved here, a week went by, and then I go to work so much, I noticed that she started popping up. Even though I did give her permission for her to, I ain't give her permission for her to live here, but I know that's your twin sister, and y'all act like y'all can't stay from around each other, so she
Dre,
can come
what
over
you have on in the
and whatever.
background? It's throwing off a bad
Uh,
echo. What you got on in the background?
it's gone,
Okay. Yeah,
but
but yeah, we just have a lot of questions, because it's like Marquita. In my opinion, Marquita should have done something much sooner. If you listen, Dre, do
she
you
never
believe?
said.
Do you believe? Like you're telling me now that y'all knew about what happened with Brooklyn, y'all knew that, right? So do you believe that if Marquita would have said something a lot sooner, we wouldn't be here today? We wouldn't be wondering where's Naziyah today because they all knew what
Uh,
was going on.
I can't even say a lot sooner because this is how it kind of happened. So when Naziyah was a runaway. I can't remember how long it took until it hit the news that it wasn't a runaway thing. It was starting to be a pointing fingers at Jarvis. So soon as I heard that, it just hit my brain like, oh my God, the rest of these kids, like what the fuck? So I Brooklyn was around me, so I can't remember Markita was around me or not. But I know I asked myself, like, but I know she probably wouldn't be comfortable enough to tell me, I haven't been around her this long in her life to even maybe have that type of connection with her. So
Uh-huh.
I'm still gonna ask though. So I'm like, has Jarvis ever touched you or anything? She said no. So, I left it alone, but I'm smarter than that. So I'm just like, okay. Waiting to her mama. Shit, we asked her again together. She said no. I don't know who else asked her, but I know those situations did happen. But I know kids, there's different type of kids, and she's one of them that's probably like, I'm ready to tell it when I'm ready to tell it. So
So
that situation, when she told her mama, she literally told her mama, like told her, and then whatever her mama told her had to make her feel some type of way. Because as soon as she went to her dad's house, it was complete calling her in the argument. It's like I remember getting off of work, coming home, and then they basically was getting Brooklyn ready to get picked up. She went home, maybe 30, 45 minutes went past, and I'm in the back chilling, minding my business, and then I hear them arguing because Debo just going. I don't know if she even got it on speakerphone or not. But I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, what happened? And then she like, Brooklyn saying this and Brooklyn saying that, and I didn't say this and I didn't say that. And once I, heard all the story or whatever, you know, uh, so I'm like, I believe Brooklyn, and I left it at that because she was still talking to Debo. They
uh-huh.
still having a conversation or whatever. But he was in the same boat with me, like, you know, believing my daughter.
So Dre, as far as you know,
Mhm.
has Naziyah run away before? Has she ran
Not,
away from Annette's home
not that I
before?
know of. Not that I know of. The only thing I can say is the kids would be outside, and maybe she took longer to come in. Like how kids go past their curfew.
Mm-hmm.
She might have done something like that, but it was never to me never too long. It was like she knew if she didn't get her butt home, she would get in trouble. So it was like kind of borderline. That's the only thing I
Okay.
could say. But that's normal for kids. I used to do that as a kid. Be around the corner down the street, knowing I should be right in front of the house because it's about time for me to go in the house.
So have you ever had a conversation? Have you ever had a conversation with the brothers, with Marquita brothers? I mean, because I
Uh,
know that they're aware of you, talking to podcasters. So have they ever threatened you? Have they ever said anything to make you uncomfortable? Have Marquita said anything to make you uncomfortable?
just that I don't really want to repeat it as much, but just that little situation that happened when Mark D came to my house. Uh, he knew he wasn't welcome, but other than that, no, not that I know of. I don't think I've been threatened. I don't feel like it. I keep my head on the swivel.
Okay, because I mean, and then how do you feel about your auntie? Because your auntie,
I love my auntie.
she was 10 toes down for you, Dre.
I love my auntie. I just felt like, as a man, I get it. This situation is happening, but as a man, I literally told my auntie. I don't know why she don't remember this, but I told her like, don't say nothing to the twins, which she was doing at first. Uh, and whatever I tell you, don't tell nobody. Keep it to yourself. Even though I didn't mind her leaving and discussing it to whoever she was probably gonna discuss it to. Uh, I didn't want the podcast stuff for sure. I didn't want that because the house I had, I ain't gonna say I was struggling, but I was getting garnished, and I got garnished exactly when I moved into that house. So getting
Mm.
garnished plus paying all the bills, I didn't really have extra money just to be flying around buying furniture and that. So I was patient. I've learned to be patient. So my time will come.
Right. And then when you
So
said, there was a time I remember you saying, that Marquita's son had Jarvis Butt's tendencies.
yeah, a little situation. I want to say one of the videos they finally like start talking about it, but I just didn't want to really put it out like that. You know, I got respect for the kids and not to really want to put their information out. Now, if it just gets out there, it gets out there. But I do feel like it should be known in some type of way, and I didn't want to put that out there because I didn't want people to be saying, "Oh, he's just trying to distract us from the Naziyah stuff." I really wasn't trying to take stuff off of the Naziyah thing, so
But at this point, Dre, it's already out there. You know what I'm
I,
saying? The children's testimonies are already out there, right?
right.
So
So
yeah, so
that's why I felt like I really didn't have to open my mouth, because no matter what I say, I was a liar, I was this, I was all the negative stuff. So it really didn't matter what I was saying. So I just go, like I said earlier, I'd rather sit back and let the truth just spill on out.
now, how
And then
did you feel? As a man, and that was in a house, per se, helping co-parent that baby. As a man, how did you feel when you heard or when you saw her testimony? How did it make you
I didn't
feel?
even see the testimony. I didn't even see or hear until one of the podcasters read one of the things. Well, pretty much read her whole thing.
Okay,
So
yeah, and
once I
and
heard
once you heard it,
once I heard stuff, I was proud of Brooklyn, but at the same time, I was hurt, mad. Like, who does stuff like this?
well,
You
you couldn't
know?
be mad at Brooklyn. You should have been mad at her
No, I
mother.
wasn't. No. No, you might be mixing my words up. I was proud of Brooklyn.
Oh,
That
okay.
that that's what I was. I'm proud of Brooklyn, but on the other hand, the story itself, it just made me feel some type of way. Like, I didn't like it. It's like, what type of man is this? Who likes this dude?
So once Brooklyn's testimony became public, how did her mother feel?
I
What
don't.
did she say?
Yeah, they act like so nonchalant about stuff. I can't tell you how she act. I don't even know if she even seen the video or know that people know this far of what her daughter said. She has, like I said, we don't talk. She was there. She could have told me this when she came home. She told me nothing.
Wow. And how many kids do you have, Dre?
I have one son, and he's not around me or this situation. So
But that's a blessing.
yeah, that
That
is.
is definitely a blessing. So you
Yes, it
said
is.
you said in 30 days that Marquita should be getting her walking papers.
Yes. And it's crazy because it's just that's the way God work. I was already kicking her out before I even heard anything about this the Brooklyn's thinking. So that's just the way God work.
So do you know if Marquita is lined up to testify at some point?
I have no idea. The only thing I do know, and someone was telling me, it could be just family court for their kids or whatever. But all I know is that Shane and Markita had court not too long ago. I can't remember the exact date. I'm bad with dates and shit. But I can't really remember the exact date, but it wasn't too long ago. But I asked her about it, but they don't act the same like they usually do. Usually when she go to court, you might hear a little bit of this and that. I didn't hear nothing about the Brooklyn. Ever since I done pretty much hit podcasts and been opening up my mouth, she ain't been telling me nothing. So I asked her the other day about the court date, and all she said was it was fine, and she got another one on the 15th, and that's next month, 15th.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
So Dre, was there ever a time, because I remember hearing Shannon tell you, that you live with them. So was there ever a time that you lived with them at Annette's? I mean, is that the same time when
No,
you were going to church with them?
no. She's talking about when the story I told when I me and Markita moved. It's like everybody was moving at the exact same time. We was getting our place, and they mama was moving down the street. So when we moved to our place, I was taking all of my belongings out of my house where I was staying, giving my keys up and all that kind of stuff. And when we got there, the house was still like had stuff in it here and there, here and there. And then he just like turned around, was like, "Well, I know I said today, but I'm probably gonna need about a week or two, maybe a month. I got to get all this stuff up out of here." So it kind of put me in a situation of having nowhere to go, you know. So it was like,
Right.
oh, but Shan was just like, "Well, you could just come stay with us until the house is ready." So I just went ahead and did that. But I was only there for maybe a week and a half, you know.
So
Once,
did it so the little time that you did stay with them there, did everything look did it look like normal? I mean, not because their normal is not our normal. So I'm just wondering if things look normal and intact to you the little time that you were there.
yeah, things was normal. The only thing I could say is Jarvis seemed like he popped up when he wanted to, even though she'd say like in the preliminary thing, whatever the thing was, but she was like Jarvis would call or whatever, or he'll pull up and honk the horn, something she said like that. But I just remember times when I got there, whether he was concerned, because I already knew he didn't really like me, whether he was concerned that I was there or not, he would just randomly pop up
I
and
could
then
believe that.
be gone, like Batman, like type stuff. You'll look up, hey, damn, which door he come through, whether the back or the front. Then they have a conversation, then boom, he gone.
So is Annette still on Bedford right now?
I believe so. I haven't heard any of them saying anything about she had to move or she moved yet.
Okay, so Annette's still on Bedford. Shannon is from so Shannon is staying with you because she can't stay to Annette. So what's the story
But
behind
no, I
why?
kicked her out immediately because we having grown up problems in here. They not contributing to paying rent, and Shan working. Marquita just got a job, and it's like, Shan, you be here every day. I didn't ask you to be here every day, but you here every day. I'm letting you lay your head here. You should come up with some money. You smoke every day. You and your sister smoke every day. Y'all eat, go places, do shit. Y'all dating and all kind of stuff. So yeah, you know,
Did you just say they're dating
yeah.
and you got Marquita living in the house with you and you know she's dating other people?
I mean, I've literally told her she could because I'm not interested in her no more. Besides what's going on that y'all know of, there's other normal relationship things that we've been going through, and I'm just not really, trying to deal with it no more. Only reason why she's still around is because I was trying to help her with her kid situation. Whatever that was going to be, whether it was going to go left or right. It seemed like it's going left, but at the same time, eh, you ain't gonna speak up. And if you're gonna be around me, I'm either gonna force you to speak up or I'm gonna find some type of information about you, and then I'm gonna speak up for you. I'm just not gonna disrespect you that bad. I'm not gonna do you harsh, like throw your kids in the dirt and just say their names back and forth so everybody can just learn them, show a picture of them. No, I ain't gonna do all that. I'm like, certain things happening in this house. Y'all eventually, the truth is always gonna come out.
So Dre, what is the reason, if you could tell us, what is the reason that Shannon cannot stay with Annette?
See, I don't know if she can or can't. It seemed like she still go over there and do stuff for her. So I don't know. I never got the impression until someone just kind of like said it, and it was like, oh, maybe she can't stay there. I didn't think about that, but from what I know, it seemed like she still pop up over there because um, Marquita go over there sometimes. Her mama still call her to ask her for favors or whatever. So the only
Wow.
thing I can say is they still go over there. They just don't stay over there. Markita don't want to stay over there because she says it's depressing, which is understandable. You know, you used to have a house full of kids. Now it's complete opposite. You know, I get that. But you know, sometimes I feel like, well, sometimes y'all need to be there for your mama because maybe she feels the same way. She was used to a bunch of kids and now it's complete opposite, but y'all just left her in the dust and y'all able to at least go over there.
And you honestly believe that they're depressed because the kids are gone? I don't
I
believe
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I just say that, you know, I would. I'm not saying that
Right.
they are. They don't show the right emotions to me. It's like they living it up right now.
So has there ever been a time that you know? Has there ever been a time that you know when with that Annette, got in the way and um told Shannon and Marquita what to say and when to say at certain times? Like, and
Um,
like if she coached them to say certain things.
no. The only thing is I got out of her is what she say is what she like. I say this, y'all do that. That's pretty much all I got out of her. I ain't gonna say it was just like crazy all the time, but say if she be like, I need some hamburger meat from the grocery store real quick. I'm like, don't mind me. I'm about to laugh at this hamburger. I watch too much TikTok stuff. Anyway, but say she wanted to get some stuff from the grocery store and she asked one of the twins, they definitely gonna do it. You know, I mean, even if they was hella busy, say they couldn't do it and she asked, they gonna do it.
Right. I could
That's
I
the
get
situation.
that.
When I get that you want to do for your mom, I get that. But say me and my mama and I'm busy as hell, I'm gonna just be like, Mom, you might have to call one of the other siblings, or Mom, I can't do that for you right now because I'm busy. You know, it is what it is. Like, let me be grown. I'm not your kid, even though I'm your kid. You feel me? Like,
But
let me
but
grow up.
Dre, in 3 years that you've been with Marquita, I know you've recognized that Annette has a control over those girls.
I only been around her roughly. I can't even say that whole first year, but roughly
Because I could have
here and
sworn I
there,
heard you
here
say,
and
right?
there.
Yeah, because I could have sworn I heard you say on Mark D's live that, those girls don't make a move without Annette. So,
It's that's what it seemed like. You know, once you see it and then you start hearing other stuff, you would think that like, okay, you know what? It do seem like that. Like you got your kids wrapped around your finger, and whatever you say is what you say. Like
so
as much as
Annette's level,
as much
so
as
Annette's level of depression right now, and that's just my opinion. Her level of depression may be coming from the kids are gone, so the income is gone. There's no more money because there's no kids.
true, that's the first time I actually heard her cry.
Who
It was
cried?
I ain't gonna say she was crying because she was on the phone. It was one time when it was like around the first time. I don't think they had took them yet, but they was gonna take them, and they didn't take them that day though. But they was going to take them, and
So she was heartbroken over
she was
that.
on the phone with Shan, and she just was like so hurt. Like you could just kind of hear like she was like, "Oh my God, they about to take the kids." But I'm like, damn, like this is the first time I ever heard her really sound emotional about something. Said she didn't even sound like that for Naziyah. It
But
said
yeah, but she sounded like that in the
it just made
Pittsburgh
me
video.
think like, oh, is her money gone?
Okay.
You know, that's what it made me think. Like you care about the money because that got you. Anything else, you was just a soldier about. That made you weep a little bit.
So answer me this. Answer me this. When they rolled up on y'all at that house, Mark D, what was that do you remember the conversation that Shannon and Roxy had in that kitchen? Or you don't know? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
My bad. Phone be doing this crazy shit when it's charging. But I was trying to keep the commotion down because it was a lot going on, so I didn't hear anything. Like I said, it was Mark D. He wasn't supposed to be recording anything, so I'm trying to get him to cut that stuff off. Uh, the landlords downstairs, I had to go down there and talk to them. They wanted them to leave and cut the stuff off, and then they brothers came and it was like y'all ain't supposed to be here. And I'm trying to get my auntie because she got rowdied up and stuff, so I'm trying to calm her down. They in there arguing, then they started whispering and stuff. So it's still other arguing going around the house besides whatever they talking about. So I missed a lot. I even left before them. Like
Dre,
my
are
auntie
you
was
the chat want to know, Dre, are you being coached right now?
like, oh my God, y'all, you know what? How can I be coached right now? What y'all just want to see what I look like? Like, damn, can a nigga be in peace? Nobody's in my shit. I am alone. I am a lonely ass by myself nigga. God
Okay.
damn. You want to see under the table too? Like, I'll tell y'all whatever. What y'all want to see? Because nobody's here. Damn. Tired of proving shit to people.
So Dre, when Mark D went there, right? And that, how long has Shannon been living with you all when Mark D went there?
She really wasn't supposed to be there. She kept popping up so goddamn much. And like I said, I don't have full control over certain stuff because I go to work. So if you want to be sneaky, you're going to be sneaky because I'm at work. You know my schedule.
Right.
So I would leave, go to work, come home sometimes, and then she'll be there, or they have been there, or she's just there. Then she's spending the night, you know. And at that time, that was me and Markita house, so it ain't like I really can kick her the fuck out. I did a lot of other shit, talked to the landlord and everything. You know, a lot of stuff went into play before Mark D even came in the picture, and Mark D came in the picture just because of my auntie. I didn't even want to be a part of any of Mark D's anything. I was letting him do his thing.
Uh-huh.
But once
So
my
Dre,
auntie said she knew him, you
so
know,
Dre, after all of this,
mm,
that you've experienced with these people, and I'm not gonna hold you much longer, but after all of this stuff that you've experienced with these people over the past 3 years that you've known them, and within this time frame since Naziyah has been gone, I know it's. I mean, because here it is, we're on the outside looking in, and it's weighing really heavily on a lot of us here, right? So don't you think, or don't you feel, that because you're there and you're going through it, just you're going through it as well. You don't think maybe you would need some counseling or some help or something after all of this? Because this is a lot.
it's a lot going. Yeah, it's a lot going on. But I don't think I need counseling. You know, if this was my family and my family members, then yeah, maybe so. But I got family, so I've been talking to people. I'm good. You know, I got
So
support.
so
My
so
my family
with
is support.
Shannon,
So
you said Shannon just got a job, right? So does Shannon have to pay child support to those people where her kids are?
I don't know nothing about Shan for real. I don't. It's not like I could just sit here and just start drilling them with questions. They're not gonna just. They don't fuck with me like that.
Okay.
Excuse my
Okay.
language.
It's okay. So from the last time that you've been on a panel anywhere up until now, there have been no new nothings other than Shannon got a job.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, real quick. Ugh. The only thing, the stuff y'all been hearing, the Bari situation, all the other stuff, I've been just hearing it just as well as y'all been hearing it.
Mm. So do you know? So do you know, or do you think that there's a possibility that Shannon is still in communication with Jarvis through the jail?
I don't know if that could be a thing. The only thing I heard that do make sense is that she couldn't be in contact with him in any type of way.
Okay, so she can't be in contact with him. But
Because
do you know?
somebody was telling me that uh maybe she couldn't be in contact with Jarvis like that in any type of way. So maybe Markita took money for Shannon and to put on. I'm not saying that is true, but when they was explaining it, it kind of made sense. Like, okay, maybe they would not want her to be too close to Jarvis. You
So
know,
Shannon,
I don't
so
know.
Shannon, they're saying that Shannon cannot have communication with Jarvis. So instead, Marquita takes the money to the jail and put it
I
on
mean,
Jarvis' books.
I asked her. Look, when they told me that, I asked her. She said no. You know, like, but of course
So
she would
that
say
makes
no.
Marquita a suspect.
So I was trying to ask the people, like, can't they just find the records of who sent money to who, because that would just solve it right there.
So Dre, at this point, Marquita's been living there lying in your face the entire time.
I told y'all she was a liar. Um, I was just waiting on somebody to be like, damn, Dre, you telling the truth. That's all. But I've been trying. I have a heart. I'm different. I can't even
You
explain it.
have a hell of a heart.
I can't even explain how different I am, but I'm the type of person I was just trying to help her for the kids situation, but she's showing me that she don't care about the help, so I have to do what I got to do, you know. And then, I don't care what people were saying about me. I was just trying to help her.
Right.
It was always gonna be a situation where we was separating and whatever, but
So so Dre, I remember you saying that you had did some painting for Annette, right? When was
that
that?
was that was like when I first met them, and towards like around the time when she was about to move. She wanted to make the house. You know how you move into some houses, you want to clean
So
it
she
up a
wanted you
little
to
bit.
freshen it up.
Yeah, the kids would touch the doorknob area and the white wall, so it's real dirty around that area. Uh, Stuff like that. Some of the areas in the stairways where you mainly touch and walk, it gets dirty. And if it was white, you just wanted to touch it up to make it look white again. You know, that's kind of what it was. But that's why people like, oh, she moved because of that situation of the. I don't know. From what I was, from what I thought, and what I saw was she had roaches, so she trying to get them little. They make little dots and stuff all over the place. Plus the
So
kids
Annette
still touch
had
all over the place, so I get it.
so Annette had you to put paint over roach shit.
Pretty much, it seemed like. I you can go on my Facebook and look at my Facebook, and you gonna ask me to fucking paint you something. So when you say stuff like that, I'll be laughing because I'll be like, this lady don't know me. I was like, I can contact so many people right now and tell them I've done stuff for people that I literally should have got paid for, and I just done it for free.
Dre,
It's not it's not
you got a
because of
hell of a
her.
heart.
It's not because of her.
So
It's not
Dre,
because it's a
so
female.
you
It's because
painted
that's just the type of person I am.
right. So you did some painting, and then you said that Annette had Jarvis painting as well, right? You said Annette had Jarvis in the
That
bedroom. They
stuff
had the door
that
closed, and
stuff
the man was
happened
painting.
that stuff happened way before me, because if Jarvis was still painting around there, he could have continued to do that. She wouldn't have, or it would have been a situation where we both was been in there probably painting, or I'd have came over and she'd be like, Jarvis did this part, I need you to do this part. No, it was none of that. He did all that paint, whatever stories y'all done heard, that shit had to happen way before I even came in the picture, because Jarvis, when I popped up, all I saw was come and go. I didn't really see him. I knew of him because he's dating Shan. She's talking about that's baby daddy, and all that kind of stuff. And when we go out, he was supposed to go out, but he always spent her. Like Yeah, she would just
So
complain
from
about
what
all
so
the
from what you
girlfriends he
know,
had.
so from what you know of Annette, right? The time that you've known this lady, from
Uh,
what you know of Annette, now, and I need you to be honest and very forthcoming right now.
I mean,
Don't
I've been doing that.
yeah, we ain't going around the playground right now.
I ain't been
Do
going
you
around no
believe?
playground.
Do you believe, Dre? Or do you think? I'm not gonna say do you believe. Do you think that Jarvis and Annette had a physical relationship?
I don't know.
I mean, when they were painting in that room.
I don't know. The story I heard about it sounds real convincing. That's all I can say. Like, wow, I I, I want to know the proof on that one. Like, that one's wild. I don't know.
Because if that's the truth, right? Then you have to look at it like this, right? You're gonna have to look at it to whereas Jarvis then had Annette, Jarvis had Shannon, Jarvis had Marquita, and it's a possibility that Jarvis had Lady. Ain't that
Yeah,
something?
I'm hearing all the stories just like how y'all hearing them. So I can't tell y'all nothing. All I can say is, damn, this shit is crazy. If it's true, I would like to hear the stories because I'm nosy. But it's crazy.
Wow. So Dre, after dealing with Marquita and all this shit, you don't think that would traumatize you from being with
Yeah.
another woman?
No.
Okay.
Shit, shit
I just had
happens.
to know.
Shit happens in this world, you know.
Right. Right. So since
No control over
Marquita
that. If a
since
female
Marquita
feels some
is
type of
out
way
there
about that,
dating, you said that Marquita's dating. Since
Mhm.
Marquita is out there dating, Dre, are you dating right now?
Of course.
You would want to.
I'm. I don't want to put my business out there like that, but of course I am.
Okay, you would want to. You would want this is something, Dre. But Dre, we appreciate you. And I got mad love for you and much respect.
Yeah, I
I
love you
may have been
too. Like,
misunderstood because I said some
no,
things, but I stand in my shit.
you
You know,
good. That's your opinions and how you feel. I mean, I can't control them. That's how you feel. You can continue to feel that way if you like. I mean, all I can do is sit back and watch and enjoy. You know.
this is something. But at this point, Dre, let me ask you something.
Hmm.
How have you ever? No, not have you ever. During your time there with Marquita,
Uh,
since Naziyah has been gone, how many times or what efforts did they ever put into going out looking for Naziyah?
from what I can say, none.
So they never looked for Naziyah.
I've
That answers it all.
never heard or seen them go out and do anything.
That answers it all. That's unreal. So as far
I
as you
even
know, and I know
look. I
you
even
said
asked
I
Marquita.
have to respect what you say because you said you wouldn't too much go to Annette's, but from what you know, Dre, and just
Mm,
in your heart, it ain't from what you know at this point. What's in your
mm,
heart, right? Because you say you're a good person. So
uh,
from what's in your heart, do you honestly believe that Naziyah went missing on the ninth, as they stated, or you feel like she went missing before?
man, I don't know if that was you. I can't remember who came up with this assumption. The first person to be like, it could have been before the night. That's why I want to know because I heard another story. I don't know which podcast said it, but I heard a story where she wasn't even at school that day. So now I just want to like, can somebody get those uh uh papers on showing when she attended school so we'll know if she attended school that day or not? Because that will help prove if like if she
But the
kind of
but the
went
school
missing.
is lying. The school is lying.
Yeah, they
So
could.
since
They
you
could.
don't know much about
They
that,
could. Yeah, you
since
right.
you
They
don't know
could.
much about that, okay, right? I get it. I have to respect that you don't know much about that. What
Mm.
do you feel, Dre, or what do you know? Let me ask you this. What do you know about the story that's being out there right now about Vari and Lady?
So the day that started coming out, I didn't even notice it. But I know the twins came in. They came in late. It was like 12, almost going on 1 or something like that. They come in and they talking about the situation. But they talking as if they don't know if it's true or not. So that's how I kind of like figured out about the situation. Then I started watching it on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, so something did happen. Uh, so I kept asking them every other day, like, have y'all talked to Vari or anything? And Markita be like, no, I haven't talked to him in I don't know how long. He just we just don't be hearing from him or something like that. It's like they said basically Lady and Vari is in the hideout, but they don't
Also,
know if the story is true or not.
so Lady and Vari right now is on the run.
I don't That's what it seemed like because they haven't heard from him.
Wow. Wow. This is a lot, Dre.
I
This is a
know.
lot. And I just wish you knew more because you're like the closest thing to those Billy Goats.
And that's
You
why I
know?
keep my head on the swivel, because I just be in here running my goddamn old mouth, just saying anything. And then y'all be like, y'all a part of hell no. Hell
Yeah.
the fuck no. I
Because
can.
because that's the thing. All we want is justice for Naziyah, and it's crazy to know that you're that close to those people, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're around the monsters. You are
Yeah,
around, yeah, yeah.
and I'm
You're
risking
around.
it. And I'm risking it. That's
Yes,
how
that's
I
my
feel.
biggest
They
thing.
make me feel like
You
I'm
are
risking it because all
around
this stuff
those.
that's happening.
Right. That's my thing, Dre. You around those bad shaped, flathead girls every day, right? And
That's
here it
why they
is.
gotta go.
You don't know nothing.
That's why they gotta go. That's one reason why I feel like they not gonna do shit to me, because I don't know shit. The only thing Marquita could be mad at me is about the shit that goes on in this house that she probably been trying to keep on the low low. But your daughter gonna fix that for you.
Wow. Wow. So, and did you also just said that it's a possibility that Marquita will get her children back?
The only reason why I say that is because when she got her taxes,
Them
uh,
taxes gone by now, Dre.
she spent it on stuff in this house. Cause
You know why she did that? To secure a place to lay her head. Those kids ain't coming back.
she wasted her money because she bought like 2 beds and something
That's the
else.
Dre. That's to secure a place for her to live, cause she
Mm.
can't go back to Annette. You
She
think Debo
down
is gonna
now.
give that girl? You think Debo is gonna give that baby back? No, especially knowing what she been through. No, Dre. And do you think that little boy's father is gonna give him back? No,
I don't
especially
even know if
knowing
he
what they
paying
went
me
through.
back.
No.
The only thing I can say is if he came and got his son, it must have just happened not too long ago, because from what I remember, he wanted to stay with Debo,
So
and I
wait,
think they
wait,
were
wait.
giving the kid the option to where he wanted to stay. I think he wanted
So
to be around his sister.
at this point, the little boy is no longer. So you're telling me that Marquita's son is supposedly with Debo and not in Vegas with his father?
It's supposed to be. That's the last time I've heard it. Usually she be on the
Wow.
phone. Usually she be on the phone, like she got to go and visit them sometimes.
Uh huh.
Uh, and sometimes she's on the phone with them, talking to the kids or whatever. So she can't visit him if he's in Las Vegas.
So okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So both of her children are with Debo. So that lie that's out there that the son is with his father, I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
And it's crazy because he did write on Facebook that he was trying to, get him. But I don't know if
Okay.
he's even in a situation where he can get him, or if he was just playing tit for tat with Markita. Because I know Markita don't even want him to go with him. So I don't know how often they bump heads, but I'm just trying to like put two and two together and stuff that makes sense. You know, I've heard him saying he doesn't want to go while he was on the phone. So he doesn't
Right.
want to go. She doesn't want him to go. He probably wants him. So they
Uh-huh.
probably bumping heads. So he probably
Right.
took it to Facebook being an asshole or whatever. So I don't know how truthful he was being. So I can't really confirm that part. Only thing I can say is I did see that post and I'm like, oh, okay, he is trying to get his son. You
Okay,
know.
so that explains a lot. So Porker is over there with Debo. Okay.
hmm
And all Shannon kids are all in foster care.
Yeah, and I believe they're split up because she mentioned a situation where it sounds like the boys are with one family and the girls are with another family. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know if it's family members or if it's foster care people. I don't know that part.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But I just want to let you know, I want you to know, you heard it here tonight. Marquita's not getting those children back, especially after
Yeah.
Brooklyn's testimony. She's not getting them back. She's a danger to her own children.
See,
So
see,
regardless of what she tell you, she's not getting them back. And if Marquita went rent to own beds and put it in that house, that's to secure her place to stay. She's not
that'd be
getting them back.
fun. Yeah, that'd be fun if it was rent on. Say y'all ain't getting in here. She don't live here. So you know. Oh man.
So, so answer this other question for me, right?
All right.
If you know. So we know that with Shannon's children, we know that the two girls is in one foster place, the two boys is in another foster place. What about the two babies? Where are they?
I already knew you was about to ask that, but I believe they took them too. I believe all the kids are gone because Marquita said she didn't want to go over her mama's house because there's it's the complete opposite. She get depressed because there's nobody there. So all the stories I've been hearing, I believe are true that all the kids are, taken.
Mm.
So whatever Annette had in foster care, they're gone.
So all the children, that's why Annette was crying. The check was gone.
That's how I felt because I'm like, dang. When she heard that the kids was about to be taken, she's like, I didn't see it, but it sounded like she could have been crying and heard about something because it was like, oh, you didn't cry none this time since this stuff been going on. As soon as they seem like it's something about taking some money away from you, because just because they say they taking the kids, all she heard was taking your money. So that's how I felt.
Right. So let me just say this, and I just want you to correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
I feel that you knew that things were not right within that household between your home and Annette's home, right? You saw some weird shit that you just didn't agree with. I believe that.
I
And
didn't
I believe
see
and I believe that
anything.
could also be the reason. I also believe that unless it's another reason, I do believe that's the reason why you kept your son from being around that family because they were weird. They were
Nope.
weird, right?
Nope. My son, since he's been born, I only, see him every so often here and there. I have a baby mama that just doesn't really come around like that. You
Okay.
know, it's not nothing to do with them. Even right now, I can. I don't. I don't even know how I can prove this to you without you really being all in my business. But it's this is the normal life of me and my son and my baby mama. It's nothing to do with them. Trust me.
Okay.
Maybe I
Okay.
can call out some exes and they explained like I only seen Drake's son maybe twice. So, and none of my relationships are short relationships. I have long relationships.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
it has nothing to do with that. I didn't know
Oh, I take your
anything.
word. Believe me, I take your word for that. I take your word for that. That's why I asked, because I wanted an understanding. I wanted to know, why is it, you had a son, knowing that Marquita had, a son, but yet yours wasn't around. That was the only, that was why I asked that question.
I've been better in my life, so my son could be around a lot more. But things keep happening. You see what's happening now.
And that could, listen, that
It's a
could turn
blessing.
around for you.
It will.
It possibly could turn in a better direction for you, because maybe you just have to be away from the Whitakers. Once you remove yourself from the Whitakers, everything
Yeah,
might
they
be
already
okay for
gone.
you, Dre.
They already gone. Like they already gone. I've been patient. Things are going pretty well for me, even though this is going on. I'm just being patient on this situation. I can't help but to be on all these videos because it seems like this the only way you get to learn something if you can't, find it yourself. So
Right.
I appreciate all y'all for what y'all do. I I can't help it. I've never been so into just people that talk. I don't even know what you look like. You just talk, but I enjoy hearing you. I don't even care if you're talking about me. I'll be back here laughing like, man, like I wish people actually knew me, but hey, it take time. I ain't tripping. I said
I appreciate, but I
I know I
appreciate
ain't
you,
do
Dre.
nothing. I said,
I
trust
do
me,
appreciate you, even
if
for
I
the
knew
little bit that
anything,
you
I'd
bring
have
up.
been snitched. I'd have been like, hey, this happened. Hey. But a lot of stuff I know is really about Markita and her kids. And I was just trying to give her the opportunity to express her stuff in her own way. But it just wasn't
Marquita ain't built
happening.
like that. Marquita ain't built like that.
Yeah. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, like everybody else was feeling like maybe she ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't know. So I'm trying to also give her the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe you don't and you don't know what's going on.
You've given
I,
her too many, but you've given her too many benefits, Dre.
Yeah, I know, right? But
So I
they
mean,
over
all the benefits that
with.
you've given her, what about you? You understand where I'm going with that? What
That's my
about you?
problem.
When is it going to be time for you?
That's my problem. I'm slowly learning that. I'm still learning it. I always been like that. I need to learn how to, think about myself. I try sometimes, but it's hard. You get with somebody whether they using you and abusing you because they see that you're nice, whether they just feel like they know they can get something out of you because you that type of person. But I don't know. I've been chilled and laid back lately. More focused on me, my business, and what I like to do. So,
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
like, if you was
Hey,
to look at
Dre,
my Facebook, you
Dre,
see
they
how
want to
busy
know,
I've been
Dre,
getting.
what do you know about Frank? What do you know about Frank's shop? Because
I've never heard of
somebody's
Frank until
asking me, huh?
I said I've never heard of Frank until y'all brought him up on the internet.
So you don't know anything about, his shop? I mean, even though that you don't know him personally, do you know
No,
anything about his shop? Have you ever been there?
no. One time I rode past and when it was me, Shannon, and Markita. We rode past and Shan pointed it out that was his shop, and then it was talk of him having like two shops.
They were playing in your face. Shan already knew. They were
But
playing in your face. She knew.
other than that, no, I never went up there or had any reason to go up there.
Right. Well, Dre, we appreciate you. We do appreciate you, my love. It's time for
No
Mocha to get up
problem.
out of here, but I'm glad you hit that link. And
Uh,
anytime you feel like you want to vent, or you got some new
look,
information for us, feel free, drop on in, bring it to us.
I gladly will. As days go by, I've been getting more comfortable and comfortable to,
Right,
speak or whatever. I don't really like to be on here at all for real, and I don't like showing my face. I ain't that type of person. I'm just low
And you
key,
don't have to.
minding my business.
You
But
don't have to. And I
y'all got a
respect
new
that.
picture. Look, y'all got a new picture. So hey, there you go.
I respect that. And you don't have to. But, when you get some new information, you know what? Don't feel free, Dre. We here. We here.
And if y'all want to see it around the house real quick, I can. I'm bullshit. I'm bullshit. But
No, don't bullshit, Dre, because they want to see the beds Marquita bought.
y'all want to see the bed? It's a decent bed.
I mean, I guess anything is decent more than that air mattress, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. But
These people want to see the bed.
let me see. Hold on.
Let's see what Marquita spent her income tax check on.
Y'all silly man. Got me doing all this crazy stuff. The bed ain't made up either, so how you turn this camera on? You able to turn this camera on? Like,
We putting Dre to work.
man.
Well, all right, Shan. Shan went, but Shan as rent to own. Tell Shan stop playing with you.
Said it was right on, huh?
People come and knock on your door, Dre, and pull all that shit up out of there.
Well, I don't care. I have a job. I'd rather buy my own stuff anyway. I have my own taste.
Yeah, she's playing with you. She's playing with you for real. But Dre,
Cause
we
she,
really
and
appreciate
then
you.
she better hope she could take the stuff. It ain't rent to own. Cause I told her to take all her stuff with her. So,
Well, look at Shan. All right. Damn. Damn. Damn.
I don't know if she had,
Child.
I don't know if she had her mama house or not, but
Well, that's an upgrade. That's an
yeah,
upgrade from that mattress on that floor. You hear me?
yeah.
Because I mean, Shannon and Marquita gave that air mattress hell.
Man, yeah.
But Dre, them children ain't there. Who's sleeping in that bed like that? That's Marquita bringing her man home.
No, she. Ain't- I wish she would bring. If I catch her bringing somebody in here, oh, it's immediately get out type stuff. You ain't bringing nobody in this motherfucker.
Dre,
I
we
don't even
appreciate
bring
you.
anybody in
We appreciate you, Dre. And like I said, anytime you want to stop by, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. We enjoyed you tonight. We love you. And take care of yourself. Self-care is best. And stay protected,
here.
Dre, because you got to realize that the people that you're dealing with, they are far from normal. And
Yeah,
they think they're smart, so they try to keep one up on you.
yeah.
And don't let them do you like that.
I'm learning as much as I can, and like I said, I keep my head on the swivel because I don't trust him.
Right, right, right. And just take care, Dre. Many, many blessings to you. We appreciate you, and we're gonna pray for you. We're gonna
Thank
pray for you because baby, that ain't normal. We just want you to be safe. We want you in a safe space, and we don't want you to disappear.
Look, all I can say is, if I disappear, y'all know who to look at. That's all I can say.
You better go tell that to your auntie. If you disappear, come get them.
For real.
All right, Jane, you take care, my
Right.
love.
You
We
too.
enjoyed you, and until next time, boo.
Yeah.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Y'all ain't shit in this chat. Y'all really ain't shit in this chat. You hear me? Y'all got me over here choking. Oh my God. This is funny. But the chat has been real, y'all. When I tell you it's been real, and we still want to know where's Naziyah. Naziyah is going to tell her own story. She's gonna tell her own story. Dre, hey, Cold Peas, welcome, sis. She said, I told y'all. Didn't I just say this why he keep popping up? He knows some shit, but he's scared. BJ ain't shit. BJ had me choking. BJ had me crying. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all heard Dre. Dre say not one time Dre said that these people go out looking for Naziyah. He said it. I am too, Dr. JD. I am so afraid for Dre. BJ, you good, baby? You good? But can y'all imagine that? That's horrible. But they want to come out here swinging. They have so much to say. Annette over there crying, not for the children, but because the check is gone. But yet they never look for Naziyah. Shit. Ooh, child, this is something. This is a mess. But they want to stop us from seeking justice for Naziyah because they didn't give a shit. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't cry. They didn't plead with nobody. Annette over there losing her mind. She's losing her mind. She has no income. Markita could no longer live off of welfare and food stamps because they took her children. Shannon can no longer live off of the system. No more welfare, no more child support, no more food stamps. They took her children. So now they all had to get a job. They all had to get a job. Dre says he did not do a whole lot of painting at Annette's home. Dre said, you know, when a roach, you know, when they have drippings or droppings. I had to paint over that. Thank you for that super chat, sis. Thank you so much, Miss Sean B. Roaches. The roaches keep coming up. Why does this family discuss roaches so much? The whole family got roaches. Mermaid Tate says, I see why they had chains on the refrigerator. They were keeping the roaches out. Poor Dre. Oh, Sabrina girl, I'm in tears. I am literally in tears. BJ says, check this out. Check this out. If Madam cussed at them on the live early in the morning, Dre witnessed more than what we saw and heard on that live. Kids got funky feet, but Nettie got a house full of roaches. What'd that smell like? Shit. Dre need prayers. He definitely needs prayers because Dre ain't safe. He's not. He's not. And y'all, I said that wrong. Don't quote me. Kenyetta Marie, thank you for that super sticker, my love. Don't quote me, y'all. I said that wrong. But, I was just trying to feel something. Dre said Shannon could have no form of contact with Jarvis. Shannon loves her man, even through all this. So Shannon gives the funds to Markita, and Markita puts the funds on Jarvis's books. That's the twins. That's the same age. Exactly, Cold Piece. His ass needs protective custody. And tell it all. Because I believe they got him shook and he can't tell it all. Can't tell it all. Oh, Lord, y'all crazy. Can't tell it all. Oh, yeah, Carla. Demonic demons, they make me sick too. Lauren says if I was Dre, I would be eavesdropping like a mug. It ain't gonna do him no good though, Lori. He said they keep him out of the loop. They keep him out the loop. Dr. J, I'm with you. Dre better start running. And running. It says, man, if they came to me for employment, I would lie to them, on them, and then ignore them, just as they did Naziyah. Facts. Facts. Mermaid Tay says if I was Dre, I would have been asking the roaches like, damn. This heifer said I would be asking the roaches. Like, what's going on over here? Shit. Oh my God. Ooh. This is a lie. This, y'all. BJ said Madam Nettie lost 2 incomes when it came to Zaza, state funds and child support funds. And that's what made her cry. Not her missing. Hell no, they ain't crying over her missing because, as he said, nobody ever searched for her. None never went out to look for her. Ooh, child. But guys, Ocean Waves keeps telling them they going to the women's prison. They're going to have all the jobs they need. LW says a house filled with roaches. Smell like wet, moldy clothes, high humidity. Annette definitely can see now. No one apart her house or open the window. Annette could see. She could see. I'm with you, Cold Piece. They not that high up. Shit. FBI is what needs to come in on this case. So big at this point, I don't know why they're not moving like it is. Cold Piece, I am so with you. Cold Piece, I believe the way they're moving, I don't believe the FBI has their hands nowhere in this. I think from the way they're moving, this shit is moving like it's all local. FBI would have been shut shit down. Whew. Kenyetta Marie says, remember Jarvis said, I don't need no money. That's what he told King. I came in here with the money. So they was filling his books before he even got there. Ain't this some shit? Dr. JD, you understand? They would have been looking for me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I would still be around those people. Sean B says while the adults in that house was big wide backs, I know it was staying girl. And that's exactly why they didn't look, because they know where she is. They didn't bother to look. Just like they didn't bother to properly report her no longer being in that house. Ooh, child. Mermaid Test, I needed this. This has been some shit. Right, son? She missing that insurance money. The thing is, If this case would have not blown up the way it blew up on this internet, she would have had that insurance money in the bag. She sure would have. Oh, Lord. Y'all, we would not be thrown off. Exactly. It's all about Naziyah. All about Naziyah. But guys, this has been awesome. This has been amazing. I've been here almost 4 hours, and that's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. And child. Sometimes we have to laugh to keep from crying. We have to laugh, really, to keep from crying. And, oh, Jesus. Oh. And guys, I'm going to announce again. If anyone is interested in a book from my sister Storm, following the interview from last night, you can reach out to me at my email, and I'll make sure she gets that information from you. I mean, that's if you want an autographed copy. If you want an autographed copy, you can send your information to my email, or if you prefer not to have an autographed copy, you can go to the Amazon website. Her books are there. I missed something. Let me see what Cold Piece said. I missed something before I get up out of here. Child. Cold Piece says, didn't he say he never attended parties? He did say that. And I asked him, was he at Porker's party? He said no. He said no. But wasn't he in the video for Porker's party? I mean, I don't want to be wrong, but Omni says, by any chance, could Naziyah be in protective custody and moving? Oh, and that's why the police are moving awkward as they are and staging these things. Girl, I don't know. I don't know. And right, videos don't lie. They really don't lie. Yeah, we seen everything we seen. Karen says, I don't think her check stopped. Karen, are you okay? Karen said, I don't think her check stopped until she was 18. Karen, if that child is there, there's no need for a check to still be going there. And the laws is involved as well, Karen. Ain't no way a check is still going to Annette in a case like this. That child is not there. Annette definitely won't get no benefits. None. None. Not none. But baby, it has been a hell of a night. That's all I can say. That's it, and that's all. It has been a hell of a night. Cold Piece, I appreciate you, sister. Right, Carla, that check didn't stop. Didn't stop. Now, if Annette getting anything, say like Auntie Moore, Annette might be getting her a few food stamps for her damn self, but that check stopped. It has stopped. Right, Dr. J.D. done ate up all the food in the freezer. All of it. All of it. Baby, this has been interesting. And every time I say I'm going to bed, every time I said I'm saying good night, I ain't said nothing yet. But guys, it has been awesome. It's been amazing. It's been everything. And I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say thank each and every one of you for the super chats, the super stickers, the new membership. Welcome to Nola Bells. Thank you all for the cash apps. It's been wonderful. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And I do believe that Naziyah is going to walk in that courtroom. I'm standing on what I believe. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And y'all right, she could take. Appreciate you too, Cold Peace. And she got to take them chains out the freezer now. Ain't no children there. But she got to keep the roaches out. So, guys, I'm going to say I love you. Good night. We're out of here. And I'll see you next time.
Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. 2 hours deep, truth spill like shots. Mocha lit the match, now the lies get hot. Nola Bells riding, they unfold, they press. While they fake on camera, we expose that mess. One said if that child stepped foot in court, better call the medics, bodies gon' contort. That's real pain, not a script or show. That's a war cry, scream from the soul below. They tried to deny her, cover their eyes, but karma low clips and the silence dies. Boom. Keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stinking, the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. The church ain't shit, the statues ain't clean, and the law turn away like it ain't they seen. Nola Bells on fire, and Mocha don't bend. They protecting every child till the very end. One voice said folks gon' lose they lunch. When Naziyah walk in, better brace for the punch. It's hell in the system, truth in the street, and we ain't gon' stop till the mission complete. So, fuck the fakes and the crooked ass plot. We saving these kids, ready or not. Fuck the cover-ups, we ain't keeping quiet. This pain too loud, feel the mother's riot. Naziyah ain't a hashtag, she was someone's baby. Now the courtroom stankin', the whole shit shady. Biohazard suits when the truth come out. They full of shit, yeah, we call it out. We don't need a trial, just bring the gavel. Cause the devil's in Detroit and it's time to unravel. Mocha got receipts and the Bells got vision. This ain't just talk, it's divine precision. They laugh on live, but the babies cry. So we loud as fuck till the whole truth fly. You can't play God when the blood on your hands, and we ain't backing down till we bury the scams. It's Detroit pain with a global echo. Every child we save is a blow to the devil. So stand with Mocha, ride with the Bells, cause silence in this war is a death knell.
Good night, everybody. God bless. Until next time, I love you all. Be blessed.